The Run and Gun Sports Complex here in Maryland is the site for our first of 3 games tonight here on SimWorld TV. I am your legendary host, LOB. Well, I don't know if I'm legendary yet. Maybe one day we'll get there. But the man with me today, the myth, the legend, the one with the greatest quotes that I've ever heard in SimWorld history, Siege.
Oh, Elo, you're too kind. You're too kind. You're a legend in my heart.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And your quotes are iconic. They need to be put on the wall somewhere.
I've spoken to a lot of wise people, that's all.
I definitely feel you on that one. Well, we've got ourselves a primetime matchup here in SimWorld basketball between Run DMV at 13-8 on the season versus Atlantis 11-11. Should be an exciting matchup. So stay tuned, stay strapped in, everybody watching at home. But when you look at Run DMV, right, 13-8 on the season, as I said, one team that, I don't think a lot of people had on their boards as to, being in the position that they are today.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly, they've got some pieces. They're definitely looking good as of late. But when we started the season, you told me that they might have a chance to make a run at it. Maybe I wouldn't have not believed you, but I might have given you a little side eye about it. But they really showed out. Marvin Murray's doing a great job coaching this team up. Everybody's playing their role, looking great. And on the other side, I think it can't be overstated how important this game is. Both these teams in the Atlantic Division, kind of a crazy division. SimWorld Atlantis in the last spot in the Legacy Conference, race to one at this moment. So, I mean, they lose this and they could be out of that last spot. This is a must win for them, and for Run DMV, it's kind of just keeping that hold because that last 4 spots in the Legacy Conference race to one outlook is very tight. So
I feel like that's huge. As you said, this is a must-win game for Atlantis, 11-11 on the season, and it's going to be hard for them to, if they do lose a game like this, it's going to be hard for them to bounce back because they're definitely going to need a lot of help. But they can't get that help if they don't get this win here tonight. Great block there on the defensive end. But looking at this game a little bit more closer, let's talk about what we're looking at on the floor here. We've got ourselves, I feel like, a very highly anticipated 1-2 punch here on both sides of the ball, Siege.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for one, we got 2 really great guards going at it in Blaine Kidd and Trey Trust, both great scorers, great leaders for their teams. And then, at the big spot, you got Nick Hugo, who's kind of been talked about a lot. He's kind of one of those motor guys. He's a little undersized to be playing the 5, but he leads the team in boards and in field goal percentage. He's just a motor guy. He's kind of that guy. He's got a little bounce to him. He plays a lot bigger than 6'7". And on the other side, you got that big in Keontae Smythe, who's very good defensively. Can make an impact on offense at times, although it's not his strong suit, but great rebounder. But you also got the big, it's kind of a 3-man punch over here for SimWorld Atlantis because Theophilus Hilton, he's the leading scorer for that team. And I think that gets lost in translation a lot when we talk about them because Blaine Kidd's kind of the guy that everyone's eyes go to. But we definitely have got some good matchups going tonight.
I feel like there's talent spread across the floor here from the 1 to the 5, which will make for some exciting basketball. Well, 5-6 trading basketball. That's a free throws are strong, and we got a charge foul here. That's going the other way. That's a great defensive play. Wow.
You don't see a lot of charges that far out from the basket these days, or you really never did. I mean, it's kind of a great defensive play, but kind of on the ball handler there in Hilton to not kind of see that one. You can't just go barreling around the arc like that.
Yeah, that's sort of an ill-advised drive there. Keeping your head down, not paying attention to what's going on the floor. And the foul is called there by Trust. That is going to send Nathaniel Zimmerman to the line here. Zimmerman, 6'4", 193 pounds, stocky kid. 6.5 points a game this season, and him playing that forward position for this team, it's interesting. Could you say 6'4", which you would typically think guard, but then he plays forward. So, like, do we feel like a lot of teams in the sim world, a lot of positionless players, right? You guys got guys who are 6'7" who play the big. Guy's got 6'8" who's running guard up the floor. Like, the talent that is spread across here in the sim world as far as positionless basketball seeds, I feel like it's quite unmatched.
Absolutely, and I think specifically, in SimWorld, and I think it goes a lot with the level of basketball we're talking about, and it speaks a lot to the creativity of the coaches. You kind of got to put kids what they're good at, because at this age, not everyone has grown to their full size yet. So a guy who's 6'4" might have kind of the tools.
Oh my gosh, what a rejection.
To be a wing, and then on the other side you got John Hudgens playing the 3, and he's 6'10". So
right.
you got a lot of that going on here. And Hilton, like we were mentioning, leading scorer for Atlantis, he's 6'5" playing the 4. So
three's up there, it's no good. Rebound, they are no good, but he gets the steal. You got to fight for the ball here, and it looks like the referees are calling a jump ball. Wow. I mean, we just had the block party, and now we're getting a jump ball here. It's getting feisty out there early on.
Yeah, both teams competing hard. This is what we expected out of a game that's got this many postseason implications in it. Both teams are going to be playing hard all game. I mean, if one of them slips and isn't playing hard for a couple possessions, the other team's going to take advantage of it. So they got to be on top of their game all night tonight.
Well, I do want to note that throughout this game, we will be letting you know that voting is still open for the Saturday Prep Showcase. Make sure everybody that's watching at home, when you have time and opportunity, go vote your favorite players to be shown off in the Saturday Prep Showcase. It'll be great. Lots of great basketball, lots of great fun, lots of high-flying talent. Maybe I might go out there and do a 360 between the legs or something like that. But that's all going down at the showcase. Make sure you go to our Discord, go check out the website, and go vote for your favorite players to be in the showcase.
Could be a fun event. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, Siege, I've already planned my first dunk. Having Siege throw it off the side of the backboard, 360 between the legs, throwing it off the wall, where E-Lava, he doesn't know this yet, but E-Lava is coming through with the yam afterwards.
Oh my God. I know he's got bunnies, so that's going to be electric.
You'll probably hear us talk about it later, but yeah, that's my dunk right there. 7-6, very slowly defensive game watching. That's the words I have for it. It's been very slow and a very much a defensive battle here.
Yeah, and I think when it comes down to it, you can't always control if your shots are going. In a game like this, especially at this level, what you can control is how hard you play defense. And so in a game of this importance, you're gonna make sure more than anything you're on the top of your game defensively, and I think we're seeing that from both teams so far.
I mean, when you look at these two teams, right? When you look at Run DMV, 7th in blocks in the league, 9th in steals in the league, so we're looking at a good defensive team. And as far as Atlantis, 15 blocks, 16 steals. So, these are two teams that they get after it on the defensive end, and I feel like that's going to be huge here in this game. But is it more so them getting after it on the defensive end, or just shots not falling so far?
Sometimes it's hard to tell at this level because there are times that shots just don't fall. But we've seen a couple blocks. We've seen guys running after their man, trailing them. They didn't do such a good job of it as he puts that one in pretty easily. But so far, I would say maybe a mix of both. But you can tell that the defensive effort is there for sure.
Nicky Hartman there for the 3 to extend the lead to 6. And on the other end here, the response to no avail by Brandon Smith. I think got back-to-back threes, but oh my goodness!
Is that allowed?
Ronaldo Del Orbe with the finish.
Is he allowed to go flying through the air like that? Can we check his passport? What's going on?
He was ready. He definitely took off on that one. Don't know if he's definitely or not, but he took off. 10-6 here. Just tuning in, 2:17 left here in this first quarter, and it started to pick up a little bit more than when I last mentioned it. Siege, I do notice now. I guess they must have heard me here as Atlantis is starting to pour it on, extending the lead here to 10.
Atlantis looks really good. I think they're taking this game very seriously, as they should. their defensive effort is still there. Now their shots are falling, and that's the big thing. Like we were talking about, you can't control when your shots are going to fall and when they're not. You can control if you get good shots, but what you can control is the defensive effort. So if that stays there all game, when your shots start falling, you're going to go on a run. I mean, that's simple math.
We're in a must-win game here for Atlantis. It's good that they're getting off to a fast start here and playing pest-like defense here with a 10-point lead. Here comes the screen. Pull up at the top of the key. That shot is also no good. Run DMV in a huge drought right now. Tried to go for the lob and he didn't go. Wow. Tried to go for the lob and couldn't get it to fall there. Ooh, floater up and good. They definitely needed a bucket there. That was huge.
Bracken.
Nice, you know, Siege, with this race to one that's coming up, right? And I know a lot of people are definitely excited for what teams are going to be in, what the matchups are going to look like. What's your thoughts about this race to one so far? You know, are you? I obviously would say that you're excited for it, but what are your thoughts? Let's get a deep dive into the mind of Siege as we talk about the race to one.
I mean, there's a lot of things to look at. When I look at the top of the race to ones, like the best teams you would consider, you know, contenders, for me, it's kind of starting to shape down. I really like Southeast Select. I really like what they've got going. I know they don't really have like a true second option. That was ridiculous. That was unbelievable with the behind the back
pass in the corner to Mickey Hartman for the 3.
You know what, Elo? I'm gonna save my thoughts and I'm gonna bring it back in when we start the second quarter. I think is what I'm gonna give you my whole rundown.
Well, with that shot going up, that's gonna end it there for the first quarter. It's been a tightly contested game up until up until Atlantis just started taking over. But we'll be back here, second quarter action, after this. With the start of the second quarter here, we do want to note that there are many ample of opportunities to be a part of the game here. There are plenty of teams here that are looking for coaching staff, looking for players, and you could be that next person. So what we want you to do is go down to our Discord, discord.gg/SWHNBA, where you can be a part of the conversation, be a part of the game. If you got the game, come be a player. If you got the brains, come be a coach. But all of that is happening at our Discord, discord.gg/SWHNBA. As the block party ensues. Shot there up and no good there. And it's rebounded by the man who started the block party, Nick Hugo.
Ooh, more turnovers created by Atlantis. They've been doing it all game.
Now, before we get into your point about the race to run, I do want to know this first quarter has been nothing but slow for Run DMV. I'll say that much. Shooting 3 for 14 from the field in that first quarter.
Yeah, they've been looking more like a speed walk DMV today, so we need to ramp that up.
Or maybe like a slow jog DMV, not a run
Yeah.
DMV just yet.
No, they're not. Yeah, slow jog. I like that. We'll go with that.
Yeah, looking a slow jog DMV here so far, but plenty of basketball left to turn it around. Now, with the race to one, Siege, your thoughts?
Well, you know, we got the bottom spots in both conferences kind of pretty tight. You got SimWorld Atlantis at 11-11 holding the last spot right now. Here's the thing, if SimWorld Atlantis can't pull this game out, you've got Bad Boys Basketball also sitting at 11-11. They're a talented team with one of the better players, one of the better, most skilled big men in the league in Lorenzo Phenom. Then right behind them, you got Cascadia at 10-12, as well as SimWorld Europe, Indie Stripes, and Lakeshore Drive, all with 10 wins. I think that Indie Stripes team and that Cascadia team, those are teams I would really watch. I think SimWorld Europe has a chance, but when you've got a guy like Arthur Lattimore, like Cascadia does, I would not be surprised if SimWorld Atlantis can't hold up to see Cascadia jump into that last spot. If Arthur Lattimore can turn it on and be King Arthur consistently every game, which we know he can. And Indie Stripes, I mean, we talk about them a lot. If they can get their stuff together, they can be really good. In the top of the conference, Originators, they're looking dominant. Rocky Mountain Monsters looking good. Lucas Banks and Justin Bell are looking like a very dangerous 1A, 1B. So either of those teams are very good. And then you got Beast of the East and Gotham 5 following them up. Both also great teams. I do like what Beast of the East are doing. I don't know if they're contenders in my head, but they surely have a shot. I've been wrong about things before. The other side, not to be too lanky on it, but Yacht Club sitting right there in the 9 spot, 1 game back from AT Aliens. That's a team that, again, much like the Indie Stripes, we talk about them in kind of a similar way. If they could just get it going, figure out their identity, they could be big time. So I'm looking for them to make a push. And at the top, I love Southeast Select game. I love their defense. I love the way they run. I think they have a lot more talent than people give them credit for because Trey Turner is that #1 by far. I really like H-Town Hoopers. Again, the defense is unreal. I mean, this conference, you got a lot of star power to watch. You got LDO with Best Coast. You got Showtime with Bronny. So that's an exciting conference over there. It's not quite as tight towards the bottom of it as the Legacy is, but man, if I had to pick a top 4 right now, it's Southeast Select, the Originators, Rocky Mountain, and then my sleeper pick, H-Town Hoopers. I like H-Town Hoopers a lot.
That's an illustrious top 4 pick. I will say that much. Well, for everybody watching at home, if you have your thoughts on who could be in the top 4, feel free to let us know in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where you could be a part of the conversation. And we're talking about this stuff all the time. The Race to One, the Prep Showcase, it all goes down at our Discord. All of our social medias, make sure to go check them out. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at SimWorld4K. It's a great place to be to just talk about basketball. And you'll see me, you'll see Siege, see E, you'll see the man Rick Blaze. You'll see everybody in there. And we just love to talk about basketball. But with those 4 picks right there, I gotta say, Siege, I'm not too far behind you with those 4 picks. I definitely do feel like H-Town Hoopers is one of those sleeper teams for sure that could really sneak up within the top 4. Southeast Select is definitely one of my favorites. The way that Trey Turner has absolutely been hooping this entire season. Not only that, like you mentioned, defensively, they are just such a huge defensive team with their the towering trio of teenagers. You know, the 3 people that are 6'10" on that team. I feel like that's, you know, sort of the favorite to beat right now in this situation. But
it's certainly a plus to have 3 dudes at 6'10" that you can kind of rotate in and out. And it really speaks to it's part of the reason why they're able to play such good defense all game, because you can kind of rotate those guys in and out, play 2 of them, play just 1 of them. You know, they can get a rest, but they can come back in and be those energy
you always
guys.
have that inside presence. That's
exactly
huge.
And be that defensive anchor and not kind of get run down and tired out because they're the only guy who's doing that.
Right.
So that depth is huge for them.
That is very much huge. Well, with the game that we're watching right now, it seems like Run DMV has started to pick up the pace just a little bit. Maybe need to pick it up a little bit more going into the second, but a foul call here, and the fans are not happy with it. They can't be happy with the way that Run DMV has been playing so far.
No, not at all. And I think, like we were saying earlier, right now, to me, what it looks like Run DMV might be off a little bit, but I think this score that we're seeing right now is a testament to how hard Atlantis is playing tonight. I mean, defensively, they've created handfuls of turnovers. They've got a few blocks, a lot of blocks actually, and they're turning up the heat on the defensive side. And then on the offensive side, they're kind of just playing their game. And Run DMV is kind of slipping a little bit on that side. They're not having, an explosive offensive game. They're playing a good offensive game. But where I think you would key in on the success tonight so far is just, you said it earlier, they're playing that pest kind of defense. They're getting in there. They're getting under the DMV's skin. I mean, it's really impressive so far.
And that's one of those things right there, right? The pest-like defense that was mentioned earlier. That's one of those things where Atlantis, they know what they need to do, right? They're 11-11, and they need to find a way to start winning more games to be in that race to win if they want to be there at the end of the season. And as much as obviously you need to put the basket in the hoop, I feel like it first starts on the defensive end, right? You can work on putting the basket in the hoop, but I feel like more importantly is stopping the other side from putting the basket in the hoop. So I feel like they're really showing defensively the type of team that they can be, especially being in this crunch time situation.
Yeah, I mean, to put it simply, what you just said, and it's a cliche that every basketball fan has probably heard, every sports fan's probably heard. Offense can win games, but defense can win championships. I mean,
Exactly.
that's one of the reasons we were just talking about Southeast Select, why they're a favorite. They've got arguably, if not unarguably, the best defense in the league. So,
wow, what a pass for the lob and finish there.
It's the circus finish.
I mean, that's got to be a little bit of light in this dark situation right now.
And Chris Paul hits the three to put them down, to cut the deficit to 37. That's the vibe I just got from that one.
That was, and watching that live, I'll never forget that moment. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back before he shoots these free throws. And we are back here as these free throws are about to be taken for Run DMV. Nick Hugo at the line. I don't know, I was about to say Hugo, but Nick Hugo here at the line to take these free throws. And one of the players that you highlighted earlier, 8.6 points per game, 6 rebounds. He's number 10 in blocks, and he leads the team in field goal percentage. He's had a really all-around great season at the big position.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even though, he's got some impressive stats, the stats don't tell the full story with this kid, Nick Hugo. He's that energy guy, top 10 in blocks because he's the energy guy. He gets in the right position. He can jump out the gym. He just makes the right play a lot. He makes the right play. He doesn't need the ball in his hands all the time to be a real impact player. And I think that's one thing that every team's got to have somebody like that. And there's another one.
And there he is, right on cue, getting a block on the defensive end, like you said, making his presence known. And it doesn't have to be offensively. And here he is on the inside with the finish.
That's what I'm talking about. You see that cut he made just right to the right spot. He saw the opportunity, made the cut. His teammate knew that Hugo was going to find the right spot, so he put the ball there. I mean, that's what he does. He makes high IQ plays.
On DMV here, looking to cut this lead down before the half here. Starting to get hot defensively here, and let's see if they can turn it into some points on this possession. Meanwhile, Hugo walking it down inside the paint. I'm not sure about that one. Shot is up, and he knocks it down. Wow.
Okay. And do you know the Duffin man?
Malik Duffin. Long range too.
Malik Duffin lives on 4269 Drury Lane, actually. Not to give out his personal information, but
wow, on the corner of cupcake and cornbread. Gotta love those two.
dish.
Good find, good feed, good finish on the inside. Cut the lead to 10. 5 seconds left here on the clock. See what they do with threes up, no good, and that's gonna do it for the first half of basketball. That saw this Atlantis team come out hot, but Run DMV starting to cut down the lead here in that second quarter. Siege, what exactly did we see out there?
Well, like you said, both teams kind of started hot defensively, slow start. But then Atlantis kind of got it going on offense, went on a big run, went up about 31-16. Run DMV couldn't find any offense. But there late in that second quarter, Nick Hugo pretty much willed them to a run to get them back at the 10-point deficit mark. I mean, he was controlling the boards, block after block, getting the board, going downhill himself, and getting a few assists there to end the quarter. I mean, he's doing had a dunk. Nick Hugo at the moment is kind of willing this team back into this game. And hopefully Run DMV can follow and just kind of turn it up offensively is really what they need to do. But I'm looking for Nick Hugo to continue having a huge impact on this game.
Well, let's see if Run DMV can start picking up the pace here and getting in gear here as the second half will be underway after this. If you want to have the opportunity to be a part of the conversation and everything that goes on in the SimWorld League, then make sure to tune into our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where everything goes down in order to be a player and to be a coach and to be even a part of the media team. Just be a part of what's going on here in the SimWorld community. As I said, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. Also, do want to note that there are some amazing games coming up tomorrow that you do not want to miss. We have Gotham 5 going up against Philadelphia Elite, and the Bay Area Breakers will be playing tomorrow versus the Heartland Zombie Stars. Those will be two games that you don't want to miss coming up tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for those. But Siege, this first half of basketball has been not entirely one-sided, but when you look at the way that this game has been played, I feel like there's been one quarter that belongs to one team and another quarter that belongs to the other.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Run DMV got to go in. Here's my thing for Run DMV, though. They looked a lot better at the end of that second quarter. Nick Hugo looked great. They're going to need help scoring the ball, though. Nick Hugo, as we know, and they come out.
Wow, what a three-pointer right there.
But as we noted, Nick Hugo is not the Lorenzo Phenom, Tyson Simpson kind of skill big, you know, can score at will kind of guy. he can make plays, he can cut, and he's impacting the game. He brought them back to make this a game in that second quarter. For them to bring it all the way back and have a chance to win, he's going to need help from teammates to kind of get that offense going a little more, because that's not his strong suit.
What's interesting is the fact that he's only taken one shot attempt and made it up to this point, but he's impacted this game in so many other ways that you wouldn't believe. And I feel like that's big for this Run DMV team, as they have just cut the lead down to 7 seeds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we said, to any team, having a guy who can kind of do that without needing the spotlight and just play his role and be that dog. There he is with another block number 6. He's going for the record tonight. He's going for the record.
He has to be, the way that he's playing tonight ferociously. Let's see if Run DMV can capitalize here on this possession after the block here. And beautiful, I'd say beautiful motion offense from both sides. Great way of swinging the ball around here. The shot is up and no good. Atlantis still securing the lead, but not by much now.
Yeah, they've cut it to single digits. Atlantis has kind of got to get that tough defense we saw from them early in the game back going. Ooh,
three-pointer at the top of the key, up and good.
Who needs defense when you can hit threes? Come on.
Blaine Kidd with a three-pointer there to make it a 10-point lead once again.
Welcome to modern day basketball. 3, no D. Let's go.
Inside to Hugo. And the foul is called there by Keontae Smith, or Smythe, as a lot of people would like to say. That's going to send Hugo to the line here. Like we said, Hugo's game has been very impactful. We do want to let you know that there is a game coming up after this, our 8 o'clock matchup that will feature the H-Town Hoopers and the Lonestar Basketball Club. So make sure you stay tuned for that one coming up. It'll be an exciting one to watch here. Like I said, H-Town Hoopers versus Lonestar Basketball coming up. Second of our triple header here in SimWorld Basketball. Yeah, I tend to mess up sometimes. I'm not perfect.
Oh, we all do. Sometimes you need some extra letters in there. I do it way more often than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, sometimes you just need the extra letters. For everybody watching at home, sometimes you just got to put the extra letters there. Even though they don't make sense, just got to put them in there sometimes.
Dude, sometimes making sense is overrated. You can't be perfect all the time. Then you're no fun.
Sometimes not making sense makes sense, right? Because it makes sense that things don't make sense, you know?
Ooh. Dude, beautifully said. I'm going to add that to my quote list. Thank you for that one.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And the iconic list of quotes just keeps getting bigger and better. 44-33 here. Beautiful inside pass, and it's blocked.
There's that defense.
That's the start of that defense, like we said. On the other end here, blocked by Hugo.
At number 7. Put those
blocked
sevens
number
up.
7. Now we got a steal here, going back the other way here. The change of possession has been crazy. On the inside, the finish.
Rigoberto Nova.
From the Dominican Republic. The man that they call Riggs with the finish. Wow. What a turn of offensive plays there. We got a foul here by Keontae. That's his third. Back-to-back here in his third. We're going to take a quick break and be back with you in just one moment. With there being so many open positions here in the Sim World League, there's so many opportunities for you to be a part of the game, especially as a coach, all of these Sim World teams. So if you think you have the brains to be a coach for one of these teams and lead one of these programs, organizations to a championship to glory, then make sure to go join our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where you can apply for a head coaching position, get accepted, and see if you could take one of these programs from bust to a championship caliber team. It all goes down in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where you can see the game, be the game. Well, Siege, I feel like, you know, with the way that this game has been going, if you were to watch this at the beginning, definitely led to believe that this Atlantis team was going to completely run away with this one. But we're looking at a 13-point game here.
Yeah,
and with plenty of time left, it could go either way. But go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you off. But
You're good.
I do agree they're not completely running away with the game, and I think that has a lot to do with, at times, Run DMV's defense has been very, very good. What they have done, though, is since they've built this lead, I think the closest Run DMV got was about 7 points. What they're doing is Run DMV staying in it, but when it comes time to make that strike, Atlantis is doing a really good job of keeping their defensive intensity up and not letting them kind of get it flowing on offense, so that when they got it down to that 7-point deficit, they weren't able to make that finishing strike. But that being said, they're still within striking distance for the fourth quarter, so it should be an exciting finish here.
And I believe that if I'm not mistaken here, the stadium lights have now come on. They've turned off the regular stadium lights, and they're illuminating the Run DMV logo. That's 9 blocks. That right there ties the Sim World record for most blocks in a single game by a player here. That's 9 blocks there by Hugo. He needs one more to break it. But they do have the Run DMV lights on. Would you imagine if he broke it with these lights on at home? The crowd is chanting defense.
Defense. Come on, I want to see that sense. Defense. Defense.
He's driving to the basket once again. Shots up, no good. Gets a rebound and blocked. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Nick Hugo has now broken the record for the most blocks in a single Sim World game here. That's got to be such an impressive feat here by that young man.
Oh my God. And he's gonna be flirting. He can score a few more buckets. He's about to be flirting with a triple-double with the blocks in it.
Has got to be one of. This is a 6-point game too. This has got to be one of the all-time greatest defensive performances we've seen in Sim World history. And this game is not over yet. Only 6 points separate these two teams. And another block. The defensive intensity has turned up for this one. He's backing him down in the post. Lay up good. 2 points to cut it to within 4.
Hudgens with the nice little post spin there. We talked about it earlier. That's a 6'10" kid playing the 3 spot. He just kind of used that size advantage there.
How will Atlantis respond here? The drive to the basket up. Shot is no good. Run DMV has completely turned this game around here. In the 3rd quarter, Hugo with the finish. Timeout Atlantis. We've got ourselves a 2-point game, and during this timeout, I do want to note again, for those of y'all who didn't hear it earlier, Nick Hugo has just broken the Sim World record for most blocks in a single game with 10 in this one tonight. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Well, we are back here with the third quarter of action. And Siege, I do have a question for you. I would just like to know. Since we are in the Maryland area, we are in the Washington, you know what I'm saying? We are in this area, right? And with the recent trades that have been happening in the NBA with Jordan Poole going to the Wizards, how would you feel about a Jordan Poole, wow, rip through move and the finish? Raheem Pearson. But with us talking about Jordan Poole going to the Wizards and where we currently are, what do you think about this pairing, right? Jordan Poole, Nick Hugo.
I think that's a great pairing. I think they still need a real star because I don't think Jordan Poole is that. But Nick Hugo with anyone, I think, is a great pairing. I love Nick Hugo's game. If I had to draft a kid for my NBA franchise right now and I had a choice between Jordan Poole and Nick Hugo, I would take Nick Hugo.
Okay, how about this? Jordan Poole, Nick Hugo, and because they need a big Daniel Gafford.
I like Daniel Gafford. He's an SEC guy. I'm a huge SEC basketball fan. He was unbelievable at Arkansas. I'm a big Daniel Gafford fan. I think if you put him on a team that was winning more games and contending, he would get talked about a lot more. He's a very talented big. But him and Hugo in the front court, you're not scoring anything in the paint at all.
Especially with 10 blocks. That's a 3 there by Atlantis to extend their lead here. They said they're not going down just yet. 51-44 here. The lights have came back on. What a move. Layup is good. Wow. What a move there and finish by Kamarion Bracken.
Shake and bake.
Shot clock has been turned off here, so this will most likely be the final possession of the... Oh, we got a steal here. Out of bounds, but it's going to stay with Atlantis. Great defensive play there, but the ball goes out of bounds. The shot clock has been turned off, like I said, so this will be the last 12 seconds of this third quarter.
Wayne Kids had a quiet game. Let's see if he can put one in here.
In the hands of Hartman. He pulls up for the three-pointer. And it's Hartman. Good. Mickey Hartman.
Got him mixed up.
1 second left here. The heave is no good. And with a historical third quarter performance, we've got ourselves a tightly contested ball game here going into the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. We want to stay tuned for the conclusion of this one coming up.
Welcome home.
Mom, Dad, this is Cindy.
Cindy, yes.
So nice to meet both of you.
It's nice to meet you finally. Travis has told us so much about you.
All good things, I hope.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Please,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, Mom, no.
Dad, this is Shannon.
Oh, hi.
Shannon?
And this is Aaron.
Hey, cutie.
That is Jessica. Jenny, Sarah, Megan,
Hi.
Nicole, Elizabeth.
Acts. Use in moderation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do like to let you know that after the conclusion of this game, there will be another matchup coming up here. H-Town Hoopers playing the H-Town Hoopers playing against the Lonestar Basketball Club. That will come up after this, but first, we will have the post up with the guys himself. Stephen A. Yells and Jalen Sharp will be on the post up call, so make sure you stay tuned for those two going at it to give you a recap of this one and get you geared up for the next one coming up after this. 3 there. Ooh. Up and good for one DMV. Siege, do you think that's, I would say that's quite accurate. Do you think it's Stephen A. Yells and Jalen Sharp, you know? I would say it's quite. I would say it's quite accurate.
I'd give it an accuracy. That's nice.
Maybe like Jalen Bayless, no, or skip Jalen. I'm not sure about that one.
No, the first one was good.
Yeah, nah. Let's stick with Bayless. I don't want to get I don't want to get any bad blood here. We love you, Jalen. Of course, we love you. Of course. 56-48 here, 6:51 left in this fourth quarter, and Run DMV, who was down by I believe it was almost 14 or 15 in that first quarter, have completely turned it around here. But Mickey Hartman knocking down the shot there to increase it to 10.
And we got one here, and I think it's what we were talking about earlier. Run DMV really kind of made that strike there. They got it down to a 2-point deficit. But Atlantis came right back. They weathered the storm, and they went on a little run of their own. Game certainly not over. Run DMV should have another chance to make a strike. But Atlantis is doing a great job of not giving up just because Run DMV goes on a run.
3 there, up and good by Keith Singleton. Out of bounds. Ball's going to stay here with Atlantis. Substitutions are being made here on the floor, but like you said, this game could really go either way. Plenty of time left. We've had a historical performance from Nick Hugo. Atlantis coming out strong. This is everything that you want to see in a Sim World matchup.
Absolutely. I'm a big... Ooh!
Wow.
And one, baby.
Foul and 1.
And Hilton's had a little bit of a tough... Not a little bit. He's had kind of an ugly game. But coming up big right there. These moments are big, getting these buckets and potentially getting the old-fashioned three-point play. But yeah, like you said, I want to go back to it. You said this is the kind of hoops we love to see. I'm a big fan of a defensive battle. And they did turn on the scoring, but overall, this game has been a defensive battle.
Now, I do want to ask Siege, right? Because, and I know you've been noticing it too, but I'm going to be the first one to bring it up. We are starting to get close to that point where the magical number could potentially pop up on the screen anywhere. Who are we saying gets there first? Who do you think?
I mean, right now it looks like Atlantis is going to get there first. They're at an odd number. It's easy. I mean, if they hit a 3, they're going to get off it, but they're closer.
Nick Hugo, another block, just adding on to history today.
This one goes to 11. He's on one tonight. He's on one.
He's definitely on something tonight. We're meaning the basketball court. That's exactly what he's on, ladies and gentlemen. But this game, you say that Atlantis is at a point where they could reach the magical number first, but when you look at it, I feel like it could go either way. It really could. We got a foul out here. We're going to take a short break here and be back with you with the rest of fourth quarter action. And we are back here with fourth quarter action. Atlantis up 10 here with 5:17 left in the fourth quarter. Now, please, I do want to know that the way that Run DMV has been playing this entire game has been great, right? Obviously, there are a couple things that they could be better in here in that area, but one person that we have to completely give spotlight to right now has been Nick Hugo. He's had an impressive night tonight. We're talking about 7 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 11 blocks. All of that on shooting 2 for 2 from the field. That's quite an amazing stat line.
I mean, he knew the lights were on tonight. This is a primetime game. Everyone was going to be watching. I will say this about Nick Hugo. None of that is going to matter to him at all if they can't pull out this win. But he is giving me flashes of a prime Draymond Green, but a little more athletic back in the prime Warrior days. I know that's a lofty comparison, but I'm speaking this game specifically. He is just having one of those do-it-all for them kind of game, and it's honestly astounding. I feel lucky to be watching this game right now.
And I know that Run DMV they're within striking distance. They keep cutting it to within 8 here. Underneath 5 minutes left. They're definitely within striking distance, but they have to strike now if they want to make this a game and get defensive stops, and that's a big one right there.
Gotta get on and run with it. Oh, there he is.
In the hands of Hugo.
That's 9
points.
He's inching to that triple-double. He's on triple-double watch right now.
He's on triple-double. It went from a triple-double watch to a triple-double alert at this point because it's within grasp. 3 up, no good.
Ooh.
Great rebound
those
put
second
back
chance.
there. That was big. That
You
was
can't
huge.
have those second chance points.
That was huge for Atlantis. Here he goes once again. Atlantis is doing pretty well here defensively. 3-pointer up and good. 5-point game here. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. It's Duffin again.
Who do you know the Duffin man?
On DMV here playing tightly contested defense. Screen coming here.
Ooh, lanky. Got the lanky Hugo on him. Hudgens, not Hugo.
3-pointer up. Excuse me. Tozel on the line. 2-pointer is up and good. A 7-point game here.
This is a huge possession for Run DMV here.
This is
you don't want to
big
waste
here,
too
and
much
it's in the
time.
hands
Only
of
3 minutes
Hugo.
left. See what they got going here.
Hugo's got it. He's looking. He's on the inside. Kicks back out. 3-pointer up and good.
That's going to be a long 2.
Excuse me. Long 2 once again. Everybody's just toes seem to be on the line today.
Another assist for Hugo as well. He's racking it up.
He's racking up stats in every single category right now, which is big. If my good man Maestro were here, he definitely would have the dirty player right now. Great contest, but an even tougher shot there.
There it is.
To keep pushing this lead to 7, and Atlantis has reached the magic number.
If anyone can overcome it, it's tonight's Nick Hugo. Oh,
And here he is. He gets the rebound. Gets blocked.
it's a taste of his own medicine on that one.
That's a huge defensive play here.
And Ella, we gotta give an update on this triple-double watch. He is 1 point and 1 rebound away. The only other triple-double we've seen is from Blaine Kidd, who is also on the court.
This is big.
Gotta
He's
get a
close
stop.
to getting triple-double watch. They need to get a stop here.
Oh.
Shot is up. Rebound secured.
You can't.
And that
Come on.
That might have just done it. Nathaniel Zimmerman,
Member of the
6'4",
tribe,
getting his own rebound and putting it back up there to extend this lead. That's a huge, and I mean huge, play in this game.
Massive. I mean, we talked about him earlier. He's a stocky guy. You don't expect to see a 6'4" guy kind of playing the forward spot.
But because he can do things like that, he's good at positioning himself even at his size. I mean, that's not just a rebound, that's an offensive rebound in a big moment in the game over a front court guy in Nick Hugo, who's really been controlling the boards this game.
And those are one of the plays that really saved the season. I'll say that much. Those are really one of those season-saving plays.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that play is going to be remembered for Silverman here, a nice member of the tribe getting his due.
Remember, immediately following this game, we will have the post-up followed by another great Simwell matchup. H-Town Hoopers going up against the Lonestar Basketball Club. That will be a great one, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. Like I said, the post-up will be immediately after this. And here we are, Siege, the player of the game. Win or lose, I think everybody in this stadium knows who that award should be going to.
Yeah, I have a history of at time wanting to give the player of the game to someone on the losing team, but I try to restrain myself because, not how it works. But tonight, I agree with you. I mean, he's the player of the game, win or lose. I mean, he has been phenomenal tonight.
He has been huge offensively and defensively. And even though their team is talented, it hasn't been a testament to what he's done. Shot there, up and no good. Could have gotten the rebound, and unfortunately, he couldn't secure it. He only needs one. He only needs one rebound for the double-double, one more point for the triple-double. Now, I don't know if Atlantis know this and seems to be keeping the ball away as much as they can. He didn't get the rebound.
Nick!
Finished up and back in.
I'm rooting for him. I know he's not going to care if he doesn't win the game, but still, come on. For the fans.
Deontay Smith with the finish. Three-pointer up and good. Couldn't get the rebound there. I'm at least hoping for the double stat line. But the layup there up and good. Time is running out here.
I'm going to be honest. He's looking a little gassed, which makes sense. He's been putting a lot of effort in this game.
I definitely would say he's very fired. Three up, no good. Can't get the rebound there. This could potentially be the last opportunity that he has. And the layup there is up and good. They completely have just ran it up ever since they hit the magical numbers. And with that being said, Atlantis comes in to run DMV above 500 now. Wow, what an alley-oop finish.
We'll take it.
At least he gets the double-double there on this historic night for Hugo. But Atlantis now going above 500, 12-11 on the season. Run DMV will drop down to 13-9 on the season after this one. But this has been an exciting matchup to watch all the way through. History was made, and it was great Simwell basketball all the way around. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Stay tuned for the post-up coming up after this. But for everybody here at the Simwell team, I'm your host, LOB, and with my co-host, Siege. Thank you all for tuning in. See the game. The game.
What up? What up? It's another episode of The Post Up here. Obviously, y'all know who I am, Yells, and I'm back in the building with Jalen, aka Air Jalen. Hey man,
Yes, sir.
hey, we just saw some craziness. I don't want to go off on the tangent of Nick Hugo just yet. Atlantis, Simworld Atlantis won this one and won it handily. Coach Wood, we don't want to fall away from that, apparently was texting during this game is how confident he felt, along with his pregame guarantee that Atlantis would break 500. What did you see from Atlantis in this game before we get to talking about Nick Hugo?
I think we kind of see him, they're heading in the right direction right now. They've won 4 straight now, 5 out of their last 6. So, we're just seeing them come together as a team. You know, we've seen them individually, Blaine Kidd, Keontae Smith, Theophilus Hilton, get going individually throughout the season. But I think right now they're putting it all together.
Yeah, and then Blaine Kidd, like you said earlier this season, we've seen him go nuts. The only triple-double, more on that later, right? But the only triple-double of the season, like you said, Hilton has come on strong here later in the season. Keontae Smythe, who has been low-key just a dog all season. People don't really notice. He's in the top 5 in blocks, I believe. Tonight he put up 16 points, 12 rebounds. All the talks about Nick Hugo, but quiet is kept. He was responsible for 22 of Atlantis' buckets. So they have a solid big 3, but let's talk a little bit about Mickey Hartman, can we? 3 for 3 from deep, 4 for 6 from the field. Is he taking all the shots? No, but when he gets them, he is knocking them down. I think he's shooting around 64% from deep. Is Atlantis a scarier team than people are giving them credit for just because of their record?
You know what? That's exactly what I was thinking during the game. Like, they have all of the pieces that they need, except they are in the middle of the pack from 3. They don't have that many shooters, but the guys that shoot them, like Mickey Hartman, they knock them down. So if they get into the race to 1, and you get up, anything could happen. They have the makeup of a Cinderella team if they can get hot at the right time, and make timely shots.
They got hot at the right time tonight. On the other side of that, though, Nick Hugo, man, pogo stick just kind of came out of nowhere. Coach Murray kind of let him run wild early in the season. Now we see him break the Simworld Hoops record for not only blocks in the season, but the overall for the 2 years of existence. 11 big blocks, couldn't finish off the triple-double, but nevertheless 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, no turnovers, 4 or 5 from the field. He did miss a free throw. He's on the offensive glass. I mean, the kid, he's just mad talented. Is this just and again, I really want to get your opinion. Is this talent? Is he out talenting kids to these numbers, or is he out working? Yeah.
No, he's definitely out. He has talent, but he's definitely outworking everybody. I was thinking about it during the game, and I was trying to compare him to somebody. I think Kenneth Fareed is a fair comparison for him. In terms of, he just has that motor that runs all day. I mean, I remember seeing him earlier in the season. He had a play where he got 2 offensive rebounds, missed both of the layups, got a putback dunk over 2 people on it. Like, he doesn't stop. Yeah. And it's not very often that you get the guy, the near triple-double and the big misses the rebounds. He's off by 1. He gets the blocks but misses the rebounds. 6 assists to go along with that, too. I mean, he was all over the place.
Yeah, without the points, we know how I feel about this guy. I'm getting ready to say so, but I'm just saying, like, to have those kind of numbers all around, minus 20, 30 points, that was very Akeem Olajuwon-esque looking stat line.
Oh man,
I'm not talking offensively. I'm just saying he's getting it done. But yeah, definitely a monster on the boards, in the paint. Big fan. Everyone loves this kid, loves his attitude, loves how he goes about the game.
100%.
Yeah, in keeping with the theme. Actually, no, let's not keep with the theme here. AT Aliens were hosting SimWorld Europe, so we got a final on that one that occurred earlier today, or not just a little while ago. AT Aliens 66, SimWorld Europe 59 points. DeMario Duval. Everyone has a lot to say about what he is and what he's not, but we've heard a lot more about what he is not here recently than anything else. 24 points. He's led them to yet another victory as AT Aliens to yet another victory. And let me get a quick little look here. The AT Aliens are 10-13, or excuse me, 11-13, and they are currently sitting at number 8 in the race to 1 in the Legend Conference. What do you make of this team? What do you make of this win? By the way, Nikola Vekic, nowhere to be found in this game. What are you taking away here?
Yes, nowhere to be found. 9 points on 4 for 13 shooting. They're in the the middle of the pack over there in the Legacy Conference. They have a big dog pile over there in probably the 8th through 13th spot, and it's not a good performance for Henrik Vekic. Demario Duval, I think last game he did something crazy, shot like 11 for 35 or something, like that. And he heard it from everybody. So he came out here tonight, shot 10 for 20, 50%, got the job done. AT Aliens, they're just hanging around. They're at the A spot. We don't know how, early in the season, they're projected probably one of the worst teams throughout the first 5 games. I think in the power rankings, they were in the 30s. Every week, so
got players suspended.
Somehow they're just finding a way to win enough games. The bottom of the Legend Conference, after about the 6th spot, there's a drop off there, so there's opportunity for, teams that maybe didn't have as great of a start to kind of sneak in.
Yeah, some teams are just trying to get in, right?
Man, yep.
So you just
see what happens from there,
and then you see what happens. So yeah, good for both of these teams. Big wins from some of the teams that were not as are not as heralded as some others, but really big time wins for them coming down the stretch of this season. But look here, we both represent that text, right? What is today? I think it's called something. It's Houston
June
27th. June 27th. We have a major matchup going on. It's a battle for Texas going on. Lonestar Basketball Club heading into H-Town. It's hostile territory tonight. 3 in the key, man. We're going to hop in the paint for a minute, and we're going to get out before the tech comes. Let's post up, right? This is where we are. What are the 3 things you're looking for in this matchup?
My first key, I'm going to go H-Town's their one-on-one defense, because we know Lone Star, they're playing ISO ball. They're playing through Jace Miguez. They're playing through Nene Gibson. And, I mean, those guys are creating everything for their offense. They're going out there to trying to get buckets, create easy shots for their teammates. I think H-Town is one of the best, one-on-one defending teams. They do a good job of making it tough on the other team.
One-on-one defense, all right.
Yes, they're one-on-one. They're man-to-man defense. For my second key, I'm going to have to go with I think Aaron Payne is going to be big in this game for them. Big matchup against Derek Long, 2 of the best bigs. I think they're tied for the lead in rebounding for the season at 10.5 a game. And they're gonna need his defense tonight. They're gonna need him to hold down the paint, because Nene Gibson and Jace Miguez, they put some pressure on the rim. They and they both have decent mid-range games. If they get into some pick and roll, they're gonna have to. Aaron Payne in that drop, he's gonna have to contest some shots tonight.
All right, that's true.
Yep, and then for H-Town on offense, I think that they're gonna have to play through Tyrell Thompson tonight. I mean, I say that almost every night though. He's so efficient. He doesn't miss many easy ones, and he works hard. But I think he'll have a mismatch at the 4 with Derek Long guarding Aaron Payne tonight.
All right. That is something to look for. I do find that I'll just jump out there and say, you saying the head up, man up defense is the thing to look for. We don't get a lot of those opportunities here in SimWorld Hoops, or even a lot of that at the high school prep level. But I will have to agree with you. This has the possibility of being a beautifully ugly game. It definitely has the possibility.
It's gonna be a dogfight for sure.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, pun intended, I will be leaning one particular direction. All right, so
yes, sir.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, sir, Let's talk potential players of the year. It is that time of year. The voting is opened up for the Saturday showcase in SimWorld Hoops. Voting is supposed to be opening up for some of the awards here in the very near future. Let's talk, man. Let's talk a couple of guys that, or maybe a few guys that you have on your radar. There's been a lot of talk, so I definitely want to see where Jalen stands on this.
For me, I think it's going to be a tough race all the way through. I mean, you have your big three. You got Bronny James, Lace Darius, and DJ. And to me, I think that it would have my leader so far through the season is Lace Darius. I think he's top 2 in scoring and assists for the season. His usage has gone through the roof. I mean, if he's not getting it done, they don't get it done. And they're still sitting at the top of the league. So I think I have him as my favorite. And I think that one other guy that can get into this race is Trey Turner.
Wait. You said get into the race? So is he not in the race currently for you?
I don't think that right now. I don't think many people have him in the race for player of the year. But I think that if he can finish this strong, maybe, put Southeast Select at the top of the league by the end of the season, I think he'll have a decent case.
He gets forgotten, doesn't he?
I think a lot of people take him for granted. They know he's a shooter. He's going to make some shots, but his impact on the game is a lot more than that.
And he does so much more for the shooting. I know we have quite a few files in the archive of him blowing past people and finishing at the rim. So I'm right there with you. Trey Turner, Lace Darius, that's your guys. That's your one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll throw in there so we don't have any of the Bron fans come and get us. Obviously, I think Bronny's right there, and DJ Wagner's come on very strong here. If we had to throw a fifth in there, I think it is very fair, and I think it's almost criminal to not have him in the conversation. He gets totally forgotten as Tyson Simpson and his major impact on the game. It's not flashy. It's not 20 points a game, but, yeah, those rebounds, those blocks, along with those points, but he's probably gonna have to get it done more so in the win column for us to.
Yeah,
to
I think
really talk.
He's one of my favorite players. So I think that if he's top 10 in scoring, rebounding, blocks. So I mean his impact is 100% top tier. I think that it just has to if he can get it to translate into some wins down the stretch. I believe they have about 8 more games. If, maybe they win 6 out of those 8. I mean, he might be in the mix towards the end of the season. So.
All right. Well, you hear Jalen's take, y'all. Make sure y'all get on him the same way you get on everyone else. We definitely want everyone to feel the heat.
I could take it.
All right. Well, look, I think we know where you're going to go on this one, but before everyone gets out of the studio, they definitely have to give their take on who they think is going to win the upcoming matchup. Lonestar basketball heading into H-Town. Who you got?
H-Town wins this one by about 8 points tonight.
All right, I think we have E-Lava, the illustrious. That's L-O-B's word. I love that. That's a mean word, illustrious. We got the illustrious E-Lava, the voice on this one, and Rick representing the hometown. Rick Blaze will be on the call. I don't need to ask Rick anything. I'm pretty sure when this broadcast comes on, he's taking Houston by 4,276 points. So
he knows what time it is.
He knows what time it is. This should definitely be a good one. Lone Star is definitely going to be in this one. Let's make no qualms about it. Appreciate you joining the post up, and I think we're going to have you back for round 2 a little later, are we not?
I will be back.
Hey, man, that's what it is. Appreciate everybody joining us on the post up. Appreciate everyone being a part of SimWorld Hoops, soon to be SimWorld Prep. Just throwing that little teaser out there. Appreciate you guys getting Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, and be a part of the game. See the game, be the game. We'll see you guys in a moment.
Hey, good evening, Sim World. We are back on the air once again. This time, coming to you from Houston. We got the Battle of Texas tonight. H-Town hosting Lonestar Basketball Club. H-Town 14-8, Lonestar 15-7. Both of these teams have stumbled of late, and in addition to the rivalry factor, they're needing a win, both squads. Behind the mic for this one, you've got my own good self, E-Lava, and I am joined. You got the classic combo back again tonight. Rick Blaze is here in his hometown.
Yes, sir. E, good to see you, brother. Happy June 27th. You see the DJ Screw overlay, man. You see what is on the screen. Shout out to DJ Screw, the man, the inventor of Screw music. Happy to be here, man. Battle of Texas. Yale said I got H-Town winning about 4,276. He misspoke. I got to win about 4,271. All love, though.
Well, not surprised to see a little bit of hometown homerism creeping in there, but H-Town, both these teams won their last game, but they have both stumbled recently. Came out so hot, so strong to begin this. It looked like Texas and California were going to be the two center points of SimWorld Hoops this year, but both teams exposed a little bit of late. Interesting to see what we get here tonight. And a 3 on the way. H-Town can't get that to go, but look at that. Back up and in. Aaron Payne, the big man.
And speaking of big man, you know the matchup tonight everybody's going to be looking at is Aaron Payne versus Derrick Long. That's going to be it's just a really good big man matchup. Later on, the last finale, we have Tyson Simmons versus Corey Yams. So the big fellas taking precedence tonight on Big Sunday. On Big June 27th day.
Oh, H-Town out the gate hot here. That was Cam Jones canned that 3. And Aaron Payne winning the early battle. Got an impact inside rebound. Score up and in. Here Jace Miguez going to work, however. Oh, what a nice little move from Miguez.
He put that boy on skates right there. He got some wiggle on him. Jace got a little. He got some rhythm. He got some wiggle and rhythm.
6'4", 200, but yeah, he's slippery down there. Ooh, tough look inside, won't go, and bounded, but it's Lonestar's other big man, Mason Green, 6'11", 210-pounder. There you see the main man for Lonestar going to work. Eni Gibson, but he has to give the ball up. Shot clock down now to 5. Gibson gets it back, picks up a screen, and pulls up. Get it to go, but look at that. Derrick Long.
Oh.
Both Long and Payne have had a moment to shine. You think we're going to be seeing this back and forth all night? The big men down
They
low.
don't call him. They definitely don't call him Derrick Short.
Ooh, wow. That is a tough turnaround from Jermichael Pitt. 6'2" point guard out of Fort Worth, Texas. Nice little offensive move right there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Coach Banks, man. He's running his own little version. Good volleyball. Coach Banks running his own little lineup here. And it's working so far.
Miguez can't get that to go, but once again, Long with another rebound. Long gets it. Well defended.
Right
gives it up. Gibson's open for 3. Can't get it. That's a couple shots Nini's missed to start this thing off.
Shout out to Slim Thug. I see him just walk in. What's up, Slim? Oh!
Oh boy, he came in at an auspicious moment too. There was set to be a highlight play, but couldn't quite connect there. Aaron Payne was blinded by the grill. I'm getting word. Word in, just in. Oh, Gez has the ball taken out of his hands. And here comes Lonestar, or H-Town, excuse me. Oh! These teams are really going up and down the court. The crowd into it early on in this one.
It's a buzz. It's definitely a buzz in the building tonight.
Oh! Long tried to find Green there. Had the right idea, but just a misconnection.
Yeah, Long used to being on the receiving end. Now on the giving end.
Well, of course, we are here in your neck of the woods. Ooh, nice bucket there, Rick. I have to say, you came to mind immediately the other day when I heard the news about Big Poker. I assumed that was, somebody. That's a tough foul there. But no, that was a big name in the community here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. A quick Big Pokey story. When I was in college, a buddy of mine, we decided to get together and throw our homecoming concert. Now, for those who don't know, homecoming concerts, big events like that, are usually thrown almost always by the sororities and fraternities. Well, we so happen to have the idea and we rent out the venue before the frat can rent out the venue. So we just got the venue, promoted ourselves, and our lineup was Big Pokey was our headliner for that show. Nice. And him and his sister was his manager at the time. Really nice. They both nice. He did a show for a few dollars, a hotel room, and some E&J. You know what I'm saying? He really showed some love. We college students trying to make it happen, man. He drove all the way down to Huntsville to do a show, man. We had a really good time. So shout out Big Pokey, man. Rest in power.
Gone too soon, way too young. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with stories like that. That's not a bad thing. H-Town still up by 1 here. We're more than halfway through the first quarter, and fairly frantic opening action. And here once again, that's Cam Jones. I'm sorry, Ethan Carter.
Hey, if H-Town can get a good keep, that's the second time Vincent Maggot. I don't know what Vincent's trying to do, picking up a charge. It's not working. He's now got 2 fouls in the first quarter. He's going to hit the bench. Lonestar's going to take advantage of that.
2 quick fouls. You know, you normally don't see foul trouble being a major issue at the Sim-World Hoops level, but Vincent Magic challenging that that truism tonight, and that was good defense there.
Now here's the key. The key person for I think in this game for Lonestar is Tyrell Moore. He is a bucket. He doesn't get a lot of opportunities. Well, there's a steal, but he is a walking bucket. Deshaun Stevenson.
On that end,
Couldn't
get the shot to go. Louis Idowu, an open corner 3, but couldn't hit it. Answer for Lonestar to cut the lead back down. Jace McGuez, good position down low, but he puts it off the other side of the backboard.
And apparently today, E, you can spell Houston with the letter D because they definitely bringing it tonight. Lonestar has not got a clean shot aside from the second chance points. They haven't got a clean offensive look yet. So they're going to have to keep firing away offensively, but H-Town so far is playing exceptional defense.
On the offensive end, that was Vincent Magic having a rough night so far. He just turned the ball over. Ooh. Second chance blocked away. More good D from H-Town. Oh, Genov. Nice look ahead, but shot wouldn't fall. Martin Genov started off this season 50 and still the 59th ranked player overall in SimWorld. Genov, number 33 out there in the home uniform, but he's coming off the bench now. Coach Banks, Coach Jaden Banks making some changes. 3 there won't go. After a scoring burst to start this game is really now locked down. It's tough to get a bucket on either end.
Yeah, but this is the era. This is the part where Lonestar is going to struggle. They half-court sets in offense they're not great at. Transition like that right there, that's what they get off at. That's Tyrell Moore.
Is that
he's a walking bucket.
Well, he's got the game tied up here. There's Genov at the top of the key. Oh, nice dish from the Russian. Finds Payne down low.
Showing out tonight.
Opening period. Aaron Payne's had some nice moments. Derek Long, too. The 2 big men battling as advertised here. He's still out on the court right now, and Long gets it going to work. Payne. He's going to take it right through him. Ooh. Wow. Derek Long is not necessarily regarded as a high-end offensive player, but looked really good against a solid defender in Payne in that position.
Yeah. And what we have here is the game within the game. We have H-Town versus Lonestar, the Battle of Texas. Then we got Payne versus Lone, the Battle of the Light Skins.
Well, Payne comes up with the rebound there. 3 on the way, and this time it's good. Louis Idowu out of Chicago, averaging just 3.4 a game, connects on a 3-pointer there. Unimpeded to the hoop until Payne adjusted that, but Lonestar come up with the rebound, second chance opportunity.
Lone has at least about 3 offensive rebounds already in this first quarter.
Thomas couldn't get that shot down. Half-court heave here from Payne. Not a bad look there from the big man, but it bounces safely into the stands. And we go to the break with H-Town at home to protect the 3-point win and get a victory here over their rivals in Lonestar. Three-point advantage, H-Town, as we get ready to get the second quarter underway. Nice opening 8 minutes from Aaron Payne, the big man, 6'11", 220-pounder, 31st ranked overall in SimWorld, and leads SimWorld in rebounding at 10.4 a game. I believe he had, 3 offensive rebounds already in that first quarter?
Sure did.
That's showing up. Oh, tough step back, and he gets it to go. Wow. That's Tyrell Marr. That's what you're talking about.
Man, I told you, he is a walking bucket. And he's what they need. Now, speaking of Lonestar, they've slid recently within their games. They just won their last one, but they won a 4-game losing streak before them. And they are a scrappy team offensively. Defensively, they're super solid. They're hard to get shots off. But they win on turning you over and getting transition buckets. They don't have a lot of offensive firepower in a half-court set. I know you think about Jason McGee, I know you think about Nina Gibson, but actually the person with the most tricks in his bag is Tyrell Marr, who hasn't given a lot of minutes as of late. But they want to play, they want to muck the game up, keep it dirty, get scrappy, and turn their defense into transition offense. That's when Lone Star is at their best.
Lone Star was 14-3. They've gone 1-4 their last 5 games. Actually won their last one, but break a 4-game losing streak. H-Town just 2-3 in their last 5 as well. They've had some tough moments last week or two.
G-Knock gonna shoot it.
Right.
G-Knock I knew he was gonna shoot it. I knew G-Knock gonna shoot it.
Oh, real foul on Mason Green. G-Knock to the line. A native of Cheetah, Russia, played in SimWorld last year and on the global side. Came to the U.S., came to H-Town to be coached by new coach J.D. Banks.
Eliva, we don't know who he came to be coached by. They switched coaches 18 times, so we don't know which coach is the reason why G-Knock committed to Houston. Hell, it could have been the girls. That's why I would have came to Houston. So we don't know about the coaches, but we know we got girls for the girls for days out here.
Well, we know it could be the loaded lineup as well, but as mentioned earlier, G-Knock started the season in the starting lineup. He's gone to the bench. Vincent Magic taking on a lot of the point guard duties currently for H-Town, but still contributing. G-Knock averaging about 9 points a game. Hasn't shot very well, though, just shooting 41% from the floor overall this year.
Yep, and shout out to Paul Wall who walked in the building. So we got the South Side Legends in the building. We also got the North Side Legends, with Slim Thug and Paul Wall in the building. Only person missing is Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones.
Well, I think everybody unified tonight.
I think he moved to Miami.
Ooh, nice position inside for the rebound. Aaron Matthews, he's a 6'8" bruiser off the bench down low. Hard foul is going to send him to the line. Matthews averaging just 3 points. Well, that's what I was about to get into. Matthews averaging just 3 points and 4.9 rebounds per game off the bench, but he's another SimWorld veteran, played last year, brings a lot of savvy. Both these teams, upperclassmen heavy, not a lot of 16-year-olds on either squad. In fact, Lonestar's just got 2.
Yep. Yeah, both teams are, they in what we call it, they would say in the league, they in win now mode, right? They're going for it all. Sure. They're trying to win it all. They're all in the race for one. And it's loaded over there in that conference for sure. And this is a big game, big statement game for both teams. A lot of pride on the line tonight.
Matthews missed both of his free throws. Chance here to take the lead for Lonestar, and look at that.
Oh!
What defense.
What can I say, E? They love the D.
They do, here in H-Town. 3 on the way here from Magic. Can't get that to go. Oh, nice look ahead. Green has it in great position and finishes.
I like Mason Green. He's the definition of a player who plays his role and just plays his role. He never says anything, he never complains. He gets no shine. No one talks about him, but he does. He makes it possible for everyone to do his thing, but he plays his role that well. Kind of reminds me like a Chris Anderson type player.
Oh, I like that comp, Rick. Well, that is the second foul there on Green he just picked up. But yeah, Green, he is one of the handful of 16-year-olds, and again, one of only 2 on the Lone Star Basketball Club. So he'll be coming back next year. Should definitely be in a much more prominent role for Coach Evan Atkins or whoever might be in charge of Lone Star. And while we have a little break here as Tyrell Thompson shoots 2, I want to mention that if you want to get in this game, you need to come to our Discord. It's discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. Make an application. You can become a player in the SimWorld game. You can become a coach, just like Jaden Banks has taken over. Undefeated for H-Town. This is only his second game in charge. Won his first, though, looking to go 2-0 tonight. You can do the same. Come join us. SimWorld NBA, where you can see the game and be the game. Meanie Gibson back in the game, and he has it right now. Clear out for him.
He got to go to work.
This is tough defense.
Yep.
He got good position inside, couldn't finish it. It is going to stay with Lone Star, but I mean, Keith and Carter just sticking to Nene like glue.
Yeah. Hey, these guys are pumped up. Keithan is not known as a defensive specialist at all, but right there on their play, and tonight so far, the whole team of H-Town is pumped up and playing on both sides of the ball.
Wide open for 3 there, and nailing it is Jamichael Pitt. 6'2" guard. And Lone Star back out in front. I think that's actually the first time they've taken the lead. It's been close for a long time. Well, it didn't last long. Vincent Magic was having none of that.
I can do magic.
Well, Pitt has it. Dueling here with Magic. These 2 going at each other. But gives it up. Ends up back in the hands of Miguez. And he's going to take a jumper. Nails it.
I think that's his first one he's made so far tonight.
I think he got one right at the opening, but I was about to say, Rick, like, that was a pretty bucket, but nothing's coming easy. He's not getting any clean looks.
I don't know if Jason needed to tie his shoes and stick out caught the quicksand or what, but man, he did not move.
He's still celebrating that previous bucket. Gets it back here. Look at this. He's like, all right, make the crowd forget about what just happened there.
All right, they're gonna go. Hey, one thing about it, Keith Carter has no problem putting the ball in the air. So if you're gonna go shot for shot, he would love nothing more than to go shot for shot with you.
Intercepted by Green, and Miguez right back up with it and right through the hoop.
Heating up.
Miguez averaging 17.8 points, shooting 46% from the field. It's starting to heat up here. 2-point lead for Lone Star. Nice positioning. Great finish. Tyrell Thompson.
Yeah.
Timeout on the court. Tie ball game here. 3:32 to go in the first half. We're going to take a quick break too, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after a few words. Tie ball game. Houston and tough defense here so far, but Lone Star, Husky, particularly led by Jace Miguez, last couple of possessions. We are all tied up here, and what's so far been a pretty classic battle in Texas, Rick.
Yeah, it's been a really good battle, man. Entertaining for sure, and I'm sure it's going to be a good end of the first half, and I can't wait till the second half when you just really start to see what's going on.
Well, we're about to get started back up here again. Hey, we want to remind everybody, we're going to be back on the air, SimWorld TV, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be Gotham 5 in Philly. Keep things off. And, of course, we got one more after this one tonight. Triple header coming your way, so should be a lot of hoops on your schedule. But here, Jace Miguez dribbles into trouble, comes back up with it. Can't get it, but gets his own board right back up. Won't go, but Keith and Carter whacked him on the arm, and that is going to send Lone Star to the line. And again, you know, maybe not relative to what you'd see in an NBA game or something like that, but here at the SimWorld Hoops level, we've been seeing, I guess it's part of that tough defense. You know, there's some fouls happening and kids going to the line. Free throw shooting actually coming more to be a factor here than I think you see in your average SimWorld game even so far.
Yeah, and I like Jason Miguez's game a lot. He's a physical player for a guard. He's not scared to go inside. He's talks a little trash on the court, and he backs it up, man. He kind of reminds me of a Rex Chapman type. Very scrappy, physical. He'll muck it up, and he will light you up, too.
Hold on. Gold star to Rick Blaze for that comp. That was outstanding. Rex Chapman,
hey,
that
man.
is a fantastic one. I loved Rex back in the day, too.
Oh, man.
Even though he went to Kentucky. And I resent those
Even
guys.
though Kids, go look at Rex Chapman. Look up the battle of Rex Chapman and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You want something to see something entertaining? Watch that battle between Rex Chapman and Michael Jordan.
It's what you just said about Miguez, that they do share that in common. Fearless. Rex Chapman did not care. He was not impressed if you were Michael Jordan, or if you were Clyde Drexler, or whoever you were.
And he's a sneaky good athlete. He would dunk on you, too.
Yeah.
He was in a dunk contest a couple of times. So, yeah, Rex Chapman, man, was a very unheralded player for his team.
Lone Star back on top by 2, but H-Town with the ball. Vincent Magic off the curl, right to the hoop. Easy, too. Magic out of Port Arthur, Texas.
PA all day, baby.
That is also the home of legendary singer Janis Joplin, her brother in the holding company. Be stuff from back in the 60s. Look it up online, kids.
I got you. And if you want to move forward, kids, also Bun B and Pimp C, better known as UGK.
We are covering the decades. We are covering the decades here. Tough shot from Tyrell Thompson. Can't get it to fall. 2 minutes, coming up on 2 minutes anyway here in this first half. And game's just been tight all the way. Oh, Miguez out of the double team finds Green. And a tough finish is in. Boy, you know, Mason Green, not a volume shooter, only averaging 6 points per game, but shooting 72% from the field.
Yeah.
That shot was just from a couple feet away from the bucket, but, you know, that wasn't easy. He had a twist. He had an awkward shot, and he made it work. Oh, battle for the rebound here.
Yeah.
Tipped away. Look at these two teams. This is scrappy. This is just scrappy basketball happening
Mason.
here.
Yeah, Mason Green is like that guy that's the ugly guy who's in the club. You know, you gotta make sure he make all his shots count.
Yeah, that's right.
Got time. He don't get that many opportunities, so every shot he gets, he gotta make it count.
Yep, you got to convert a high percentage of those takes. That's
got to.
Tough even to inbound here. Do just get it in. My own count. It's past 4. Shot clock winding down, and Miguez takes it right away.
We got 2:11 in progress.
Oh, and Miguez just shook the entire H-Town defense and dunks. A 6-point lead for LBC is the biggest of the game.
So much drama in the LBC.
Oh, well, that'll turn down the dial on things a little bit. Tyrell Thompson, 69th ranked overall player in Sinwell. I don't think that Thompson gets talked a lot about, but 6'8" forward, more than 13 points per game. He's a player. He's been pretty quiet this game, but he gets that jumper to go.
He heard
under
you.
a minute.
You heard what you was about to say about him.
Under a minute. Actually coming up on 30 seconds here in the first half, and a 6-point lead for Lonestar. Feels like they get the momentum on their side. Ooh, that 3 cuts into it. Beautiful shot. Rashad Johnson, known as a defensive stopper, it's the triple. Green once again. Nice dish. Green found Michael Pitt wide open, and Pitt's.
That was bad. That was a bad play. I don't know why you doubling Mason Green. He's not going to do nothing out there, but maybe knit you a sweater. He's not going to shoot it. That's for sure.
Ooh, tough pass, but it is corralled this time by Thompson. He takes a tough shot, can't get it to go. Miguez has it. He's not just going to let that time run out. 6-point advantage. Last couple minutes here of the second quarter. Lonestar able to put a little bit of distance between them and H-Town in a game that had been neck and neck up to that point. And you know, let's give some credit there to Mason Green. I think he's almost had as much of an impact on this game as Derek Long has, the 2 big men for Lonestar getting it done. What do you need the hometown boys to do to get back in this in the second half, Rick?
Well, I think they need to settle down and make some shots. And I think they need to get Lonestar back in a half-court game. You can stop them in a half-court game. If you get Lonestar running up and down the court, you're going to be in trouble. And also, Jason's heating up. You might want to check him. You know what I'm saying? When you touch the ball. If you're going to send a double to anybody for Lonestar, it might need to be number 23, Jason Miguez.
Well, Jermichael Pitt also splashing some threes there. And then you see Miguez, game-high 12. Right now, LBC up by 6. Come back, second half action when we return.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Lonestar looking to steal a victory on the road here against arch rival H-Town, and they have a 6-point lead in the ball as we get underway here. Second half. Rick, you holding by that prediction? H-Town is going to come back this second half, take this thing?
Oh yeah. I'll stay loyal to my picks. No, not worried.
I heard
not
no
worried at all.
worry in
And then for the kids that were just listening to the halftime song, that beat was a June 27th beat. That was not Drake. Drake remade that beat. That is not a Drake beat we was playing. That was actually an H-Town beat first. Drake remade it, so I know you guys may not have known that. So there you go, a little fact check. The Drake one is nice. The Drake version is nice. I'm not hating on Drake version. The Drake version, all your girls love Drake, so you better love him too. But that for reference. Get off me, boy!
Aaron Payne has begun the second half on a mission. 4 points and a rebound quickly for the big man. Out of Alief, Texas. You know where Alief is?
Alief, yeah. Southside.
No, not just any Leaf. Alief. Alief, Texas. Stolen.
They got hoods out there in A-League too.
Thompson just 3 for 10 from the field now. Nice steal, but he couldn't get the bucket to go. Here comes Gibson. He's got 10 points kind of quietly so far for Lonestar.
Playing right there.
Wow.
He's busting.
Nothing quiet about Jace McGiz. That's right.
That's called putting in work.
Carter defended by McGiz. Picks up a screen. Has Green on him. He should be too fast for Mason Green. He's going to try to take it inside. Forces the foul. And gets the bucket. Great move by Keith and Carter right there. Fantastic move by Carter.
Shooting one more.
Chance to cut the lead down to 1 right here is Garrett Ari coming into the game.
If anyone there guards, either Keith and Carter or Vince Magic can get hot, H-Town can go on a run. They're going to need to get hot because Jace McGill definitely is like he's doing his thing.
3 on the way from Gibson. Can't get that to go. Another rebound for Payne. Great third quarter so far for Aaron Payne. Just dominating out there, really. Gets it back here with a smaller defender on him. 2 smaller defenders on him.
Yeah, make a pass.
Another shot won't go there. Gibson ahead to McGiz, and look at that. Just a 2.
Jace McGill with the Super Soaker 800. He wetting them up.
McGiz recruited by powerhouses Kansas, Texas, Houston. He's going to be a big name on the next level, I think. Oh, nice drive here, but the shot won't go. Loose ball foul called against Payne. He doesn't like that, but it's going to go the other way. Quick break here. Want to remind everybody, come to discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. That is where all the conversation, controversy, chat, it's where all the news drops. It's where you're going to find Rick Blaze. It's where you find myself with my own podcast. It's all happening there. Again, that's discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. I was distracted there, almost said the wrong thing because Chris Yardley, not a prolific 3-point shooter. In fact, that's just his 6th of the year, draining that one right there. Lonestar back up by 6.
Yeah, if you're Lonestar coach, you're saying no, yes.
Yeah.
When he shot that shot.
Yardley has it again. Yardley is a tremendous athlete. I remember watching him last year, Rick. Prolific dunker if he can get an outside shot to go too. Really be a tough player.
Oh, speaking of dunking.
Well, that's Aaron Payne. Look at this, McGiz just doing what he wants right now. That time it was Cam Jones he got his shot off over. And trading baskets now. Aaron Payne and Jace McGiz back and forth here.
Yeah, the only problem is Jace McGill's team is ahead.
Jace Miguez is happier right now. And his team has the ball. Oh, this is Nini going to work. Wow. That's not an easy shot either with Aaron Payne running at you as a second defender.
With the float on top, he used the glass because the bank was open.
That was my signature and best shot back in the day, Rick. Floater.
A floater?
Yep, right-handed floater. Off and off of 1 foot. Timeout on the court. Well, Lonestar has no answer for Aaron Payne, but they've been able to keep their lead here, ahead by 4. Timeout on the court. If you're watching this game right now, you know you got to get in this game. Come and join us, SimWorld NBA. Come to discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. Yeah, if you're watching this game, there's no reason not to be there. And if you're there, there's no reason you shouldn't be a player or a coach. All you got to do is fill out your application. And you could be just like Jaden Banks, 21-year-old coach out of DC, running things for H-Town Hoopers.
Hey, what do you think? Well, I'm trying to think. What if Coach Banks wins tonight? Where should they go out to celebrate? In Houston.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of celebration you want to do, Coach.
Yeah, that's
H-Town got a wide range, a wide variety of celebrations that you participate in.
High-end to lower-end establishments. Everything in between.
Yeah, H-Town got front, back, side to side.
So does Jace Miguez. It doesn't stop. It's like the freaking mail. It just comes every day. Well, there's Aaron Payne, however, and he also might. I mean, this has really become the Jace Miguez and Aaron Payne show. Forget about Derek Long versus Aaron Payne. That we know the winner. Oh! Hey, there's my man Chris Yarley. I told you he can jump. He can get up there. He's not a three-point shooter. He can do that. That's what he's known for. That's most of his game tape shows. Here's Vincent Magic with a tough drive inside. He can't get the bucket, but picks up the foul on Pitt.
They're going to need him to be aggressive.
We're going to take a quick timeout. 6-point lead for Lonestar when we return. Captain of H-Town, Vincent Magic, going to the line, shooting 2 here. He's also from Port Arthur. He and Keith and Carter, both hailing the coastal city, and misses his first free throw there.
Hey, if you're H-Town, you got to find an answer for Jason Miguez. He is over there stealing your lunch. He's looking like Denver Harbor's finest right now. You might want to get a body on him quickly before he walk out here with a 30-piece and a dub. He already got 20.
He's already got 20, that's right. Well, 2 impressive stat lines. I said this was becoming about Miguez, and the other one, Aaron Payne, 16.6 boards right now for Payne. It's a 5-point lead for Lonestar, and they got the ball. Oh!
Block party. Start around 9-ish. BYOB.
Eric Long. That it back in his face. It hasn't been a career night for Long.
Back door. Oh, he missed. Got him, Coach. Got him. I can do magic.
3-point game now. There's Yardley again trying to go to work. Pratt. Shot clock now down to 5. That's wild pass, but it finds McGiz in the corner, but he can't get that shot
That was
to
a good
go.
shot. That was a really good shot. He was from rhythm when he shot that.
Oh, once again, Aaron Payne just making everything look easy. 1 point game.
Yeah. D-Long got to tighten up, baby.
Coming up on a minute to play here in this third quarter. With a little turnaround is good for Tyrell Marr.
The walking bucket. He is the walking bucket.
He's 6'4", but he's got some nice post moves down there. Oh, Tyrell Thompson uses that 6'8" height to shoot over his defender right there.
The thing I don't like about Terrell in that shot is he settles for it too much for me. He has it, but a lot of times he can just go straight up and muscle him in. Oh, we got 2:11 in progress. We're going to need backup.
Magic with the steal. Magic trying to drive. He's got Yardley all over him, but he makes it work anyway. Wow.
Oh, that
Magic
nice
averaging 8.8 points per game. Leads the squad in 3.4 assists per contest, but getting it done in the scoring column so far.
Yeah. And you know, Magic's one of those players who has all the tools in the shed. It's just about being on display. And he leads his team in the second half points, especially in the fourth quarter. So he's just not warming up.
Eve at the buzzer, well short, but H-Town has erased a 6-point deficit. They have a 1-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We've got the exciting finish of the Battle of Texas coming up here on SimWorld TV.
Put those fours up, baby.
SimWorld presents Around the Table with E and the Fat Man.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Bob.
And this is Elava.
And we are the co-hosts of Around the Table with E and the Fat Man.
Around the Table is the SimWorld Hoops podcast where Big Bob and I give our takes on various sports around the world.
Make sure to tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time to hear our takes.
And don't forget to join in on the conversation with us on Discord at discord.gg/SimWorldNBA.
And make sure to follow us on Twitter and YouTube at SimWorld4K. And as always,
see the game, be the game. Later, folks. All right, we are back. 1-point lead for the home team. They made an impressive run to erase a 6-point deficit in the third quarter. It was mostly due to that man who is just keeping on. Aaron Payne, he's got 20 now.
Hold on. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hey,
Yeah, come on.
these
Come on,
cheeseburgers.
swallow.
Eating, bro. Hey, man, look. I'm trying to do two things at one time. These cheeseburgers off the heat right now.
Look at that, a steal. Rashad Johnson, he's played great defense. Gets it into the hands of Payne, who has a rare miss.
Yeah, that's a good look. They right in the hot hand, which has been Payne on the offensive side. Good pass.
Nice finish, too, from Mason Green. I'm impressed with the night Green's had. He's been a factor in Lone Star hanging with H-Town in spite of a dominant performance from Aaron Payne, looking like the best big man. I mean, I'm not sure. I got to go back and look through some score sheets and stuff, but I don't know if I've seen a better big man performance than what I'm seeing out of Aaron Payne tonight. It just seems like...
I don't know, E. He's had a really good game, but guys like Trey Hyman and Tyson Simpson. Trey Hyman's had like near triple-double. Tyson Simpson had like a 20-20 game, something like that. He's having a really good game. He's up there.
I'm just impressed with the dominance. He has made Derek Long a non-factor. We haven't talked about Derek Long. We've talked about Mason Green sometimes. That's been it. Earl Thompson, yeah, his shot's been off tonight. This game is still close. Hey, there's Derek Long, but look who gets in the way.
Oh, meet me at the club. It's going down. Oh, he brought juice to a gin party. They go to walking bucket. He go to walking bucket right here. He's not passing this.
Are going to work, and he does.
I'm telling you what time it is. I'm telling you what time it is. The man is Lance Stevenson reincarnated. He is not passing the ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Born ready. It's back over. Hands of Magic. Payne calling for it.
Give it to the high hand. Give it to Payne.
Oh. Magic doesn't want to give it to him, and the shot clock winding down. Oh, look at that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can do that too. I can do magic.
12-point swing in just a handful of minutes. H-Town now up by half a dozen. Still loads of time left.
Yeah, man. Fourth quarter, like I said in the previous quarter, Vince Magic usually gets rolling around third or fourth and fourth quarters when he really shines the most. At one point, he was leading his team. He may still be leading his team in total points scored in the fourth quarter. So the Magic Man comes alive in the fourth.
Who else comes alive? It's you, Rick, in my opinion. You do it during the post-up. That's going to be coming up next after this one. Rick's sticking around for that. Me, I'm getting on the SimWorld jet because I got to get out to the West Coast for our late game tonight. Showtime hosting Beyond the Arch. I get to see another one of the great big men in the game, Tyson Simpson.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good match. Both of those players are no frill type players. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing pretty. It's just a dog versus a dog. And I like it.
I do too. Well, we
pound cake
expected.
dunks. Yeah, it's just two people. They might as well put on shoulder pads and just go at it and play Oklahoma drills all day.
That's right. In the cloud of dust kind of stuff. Lonestar ball, and they need to find some scoring here. Oh, a little drought. H-Town open up this lead. Meany Gibson, second leading scorer on the team, gives it up. 3 on the way. Won't go. It's not been a great outside shooting night tonight for LBC.
Yeah, and they're going to struggle a little bit because their hottest player, Jason McGuinness, is on the bench. So they're trying to give him a breather. But he can't sit too long. The team can't afford that.
Good defense there by Green. Shot from Cam Jones. Run and go down. Green has the smaller Jones on in here. Go ahead.
Yeah, both these teams are built to lead from the front. They're not really built to come from behind. They get a little of a lead and then they clamp down defensively. But they're not the type of team that comes down. Well, I know H-Town has done a few times earlier in the season come back down from a lot of points, but that's not a winning formula. They like to get the lead and like to sit on the ball and like to clamp down on defense. That's their preference, both teams.
They've got a narrow lead now, looking to extend it. That won't go, and Green's there again. Some nice moments from Green and Long, last couple of possessions. And Derek Long has it on the drive here. He's going to try to go over Payne. Can't get it to go.
Payne not having it tonight, boss.
No, he is not. I think Aaron Payne knew that one of the leading plot lines tonight was going to be him versus Derek Long, and he wanted to win that battle, and he has for the most part, but he's missed his shot there.
Oh, we got 2 left in progress. Up top.
Oh, boy, Mason Green did everything but block that pass, interrupt that, took that thing away. I don't know how that ball got through, actually. Beautiful teamwork there.
Yeah, I think Mason Green might be so light skinned.
Oh!
Give me that, boy.
Oh, wow. Michael Pitt's hand has to sting after that. Wow. Oh, and look at that. The steal by Payne.
Wow.
I mean, the stats are nice, but just going off the eye test, I'm just so impressed with Aaron Payne tonight. We're going to have to start talking player of the game here shortly, you know, Rick, but I don't... I mean, I know Jace Miguez did great, but I might already have my decision.
Yeah, they got
made.
2:52 left. Lonestar has to pitch a shutout. They have to at least get these next 2 stops and then score 2 buckets on the other end. More importantly, they got to get Jason Miguez back in the game.
Green playing the defense there on Thompson, but just
beautiful move.
Turn around, score.
Beautiful move.
8-point lead with 2.5 to go. The home team firmly in charge. Timeout on the court. We're going to take a break as well. 2:28 to go. Come back. Let's see if LBC can make one more run and get back in this thing. Lonestar ball, but they trail by 8. That bit of sand left in the hourglass is running through all the time. Just 2:28 left to go. Plenty of time still. We've seen bigger comebacks, but they need to get
Not
it
plenty
in
of
gear.
time. You got a little time. Not plenty of time. This Lonestar team don't score points that fast. They got a little time. Not plenty.
Well, they have not been prolific from beyond the stripe, beyond the three-point line tonight, but there's Gibson going to nail one. Lined it up and drained it.
That's a good shot. They needed that one.
That's what a captain does. Oh, and look at the defense. JaMychal Pitt comes up with the steal and all the way to the rack for 2. 3-point game.
Just like I just said, they can't score fast. They said, boil her shut. Watch this. They just scored 5 quick buckets.
It's the danger of sitting this close to the court. They hear you and they get kicked off.
Right.
Right. Place. Earl Thompson, I mentioned, it hasn't necessarily been the best offensive night for him. This is another one there. Gibson to the hoop.
Nene.
And get it to go. Ethan Carter down there against Mason Green. Forced one up. He didn't have to do that, I don't think, Rick. On this end, Miguez has the shot blocked again by Payne. Great play by Aaron Payne. Payne.
All the way, big fella.
Yep, he gets his own rebound. 9 seconds on the reset shot clock now.
I tell you what, Aaron has been a pain and Lonestar behind tonight. That's for sure.
Earl Thompson pushed his way down in there. Keith and Carter able to clean it up. 59 seconds now, and it's a 5-point advantage. That was a tough possession there. Lonestar doing well. Couldn't come up with an offensive rebound.
They're taking too much time. They have to score quicker than this.
He for 3. Too short.
Look, that's a game. That's a game right there, E. Katie! Come out the door, baby. That's about it.
Well, no free throw on that foul. They'll have to get another one. Send H-Town to the line. There's Vincent Magic with it. Oh, Payne! Wait, there's a turnover! Oh, my. What a mistake from H-Town. What an opportunity for LBC, but they throw it away.
Hey, Lonestar said, H-Town, I see your mistake, and I raise you one.
Oh, wow.
That's it, baby. Game time.
Worst.
Hold it down.
From elation,
We gon' hold it down.
From elation
Some
to
gon' hold it
deflation.
down.
The Lone Star fans out there. Beanie had it in his hands. Threw it away on the other end, however, and Vincent Magic hits his first free throw. That makes it a two-possession game.
Hold it down. We gon' hold it down. Play the game.
Good for
I'm sure
Magic.
it's easy to see play the game for this game for sure.
Well, Lone Star needs a quick bucket here of any variety. Emphasis on quick.
That's not it. It's the opposite of quick right here.
That's
This is the polar opposite of quick. This is the exact opposite of quick.
This is running the clock down. Well,
This is killing
Meany
you on
finally
the
gets a shot up, but no, that's
it.
They're not even
Throw your
gonna
H's
foul.
up. Put
Not
your
even
H's
gonna
up, baby. Don't
foul.
foul. Let's go. Let's get out here. We got more trip burger.
Rick Blaze, my player of the game, and there's only one nominee, Aaron Payne. Any dissension?
Aaron Payne. It's Aaron Effing Payne tonight.
Oh, infinite pain, unending pain. 32 minutes of pain. How about that? 7-point win for H-Town. It's a second straight win for them as they improve to 15-5. Lone Star, this bad skid kind of continues. They fall to 1-5 in their last 6 games and 15-8 overall. Hey, remember, Rick Blaze isn't going anywhere. You're going to get to enjoy a little bit more of Blaze Man himself coming up next on the Post Up, and after that, one more game on the schedule tonight, and that is Showtime taking on Beyond the Arch. That should be a good one to end things out on the West Coast, so stay tuned for this all. Hey, for my own good self,
Y'all wait on me.
Rick Blaze, and for everybody here at SimWorld, thank you for being with us, and stick with us because we're not going nowhere. See you again.
Back for another edition of the Post Up, man. H-Town was popping tonight. It always is. But tonight was exceptionally special because we had the new Texas-Dallas rivalry because there is no more Cowboys or Texans rivalry. There is no more, what else is there? Mavs or Rockets rivalry right now. It is all about the H-Town Hoopers and the Lonestar Basketball Club. Jalen, it was a good one, was it not?
Man, that game was everything.
I guess, hey, simple enough. Jalen, we also got a guest here, man. We the hot one himself just finished being off the call. We got Rick Blaze called in on this one. Rick Blaze, is there anything that you did not get to say during the broadcast that you want to say now that it is over and you're on the post up? Speak freely.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all, man. You know I had to come in and just speak my 2 cents, man. What an exciting game. The buzz was crazy in the arena tonight, man. Both teams play hard. I told Coach Banks to hold up on the bus. I'm finna go celebrate with them. We finna get into some PG trouble and then drop the kids off. We can get to some adult trouble. So we're looking forward to that tonight. You know what I mean?
That means Onyx.
Yes.
I know exactly what that means. Hey,
Yes.
If you see James Harden tripping, that's all I'm saying. All right.
James Harden jersey is retired in Onyx for those who don't know. Correct. This is facts. That's not a rumor.
So Jace Maguez got going in this one. It got kind of crazy for a minute. I think he went on a tear. I think he went on like an 8-9 point run by himself, and it was nothing but net. Looked pretty scary for a moment for H-Town Hoopers. Nene Gibson was going a little early. Derek Long looked all right. On the other side, we saw Aaron Payne pretty much doing his thing all game long, but then we saw a fourth quarter, not just a fourth quarter, a second half where H-Town just kind of turned it around there. What do you guys think the big difference was for H-Town in the second half?
I think that it was, I think it's pretty clear. Vincent Magic took over in the second half. That first half was rough. He was in foul trouble. He turned the ball over. In the second half, he got it rolling, started getting to the basket. Even made a couple three balls. So once he started rolling, Aaron Payne kept doing his thing. Tyrell Thompson, he did what he does. And that was the difference.
And before you hop in there, Rick, I will say Aaron Payne's going to get a lot of the highlight. He's going to get a lot of talk from the game, and rightfully so. But a lot of these big men, he got to roll the basket. He was a recipient of some pretty good passes out there from a Vincent Magic. A Keithan Carter was actually dropping some dimes out there too. But what was your take on the turnaround in the second half, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, the big fella got rolling. Aaron Payne got hot down low, and it was a stretch there where no one can guard him, not even Derek Long, who is a defensive player of the year candidate, in my opinion. Aaron Payne got hot. He's a great player and he got hot offensively, which is something you don't see a lot from him. And what happened was they did what I needed for them to do was get Lonestar in a half-court set. Besides Jace Maguez and a few times Nene stepped up, most of the time they didn't have much of an answer offensively when they had to go half-court.
Tyrell Thompson, 18 points, not very efficient. His inefficiency started in the first quarter, led into the second quarter. When they needed some big buckets, they were able to drop it down to him. Coach, oh my goodness, the coach of Coach Banks called some plays for Tyrell Thompson down low. He got him some easy buckets. Vincent Magic, this kid, it's been him, Nene Gibson. Who else we got? I'm forgetting some of the obvious. Samuel Bogus, maybe not the household names as far as putting up points, but these kids have been super duper clutch. Vincent Magic, not any game winners like some of the other guys I mentioned, but when the fourth quarter rolls around, he's magic, right? Do you think that we should be talking about this kid a little bit more, or do we have him right in the right spot until he really proves it in the biggest of big moments? And I'll go to you first, Jalen.
I think that the talk about him is starting to pick up a little more since he's moved to the one. I think at first when he was playing the two, he was off the ball a lot. That's not really his strength. But since he's been on the ball a lot more, he's been able to shine. And maybe not the mainstream media hasn't been talking about him as much, but you can see the players, the coaches, he has their respect. So I think that as the season is coming to an end, we'll start hearing about him a lot more.
Rick?
Well, Jalen, speak for yourself. He was one of the guys that I mentioned in my all snubs list. I had him on my list, and I had Corey Yams, who's playing the next game, on my list as 2 to 3 guys I focus on the all snubs list. Vince Magic has been special. I've been saying he's been special since the summer league. I say he has the best layup package in the game. I've been saying that since summer league. So I've been on what Vince Magic can do. I think everyone else is now catching on to what Vince Magic can do. So if you want to know who's going to be the next person that's going to pop off, just listen to me.
All right, well, that's simple enough. Look, we can spend all day talking about this matchup that just happened. It was a really good one. I mean, we've had a lot of excellent games so far this season, SimWorld Hoops. We did get another final came in while this game was going on, and the Indy Stripes fall by 3 late in the fourth quarter, man. They were unable to get it done. They fall by 3 to Gulf Coast Lockdown, who put something together. I think they had ran Suno Chopper ran a lot of point guard, played with the ball in his hands a lot. He put up 17 points, 4 assists. Deontay Joyce with another solid game, 15 points, 2 blocks. Benari James, 19, but in an L. Everybody thinks this Indy squad is good, and they're full of talent, absolutely loaded. But is the door closing on their race to 1 hopes, Rick?
You know what? I'm not including that everybody. I've been telling you Indy's not it. I don't know for how long. So when I say everybody, y'all take me out of the everybody. I told you they can't get a stop if there was a door stopper given to them in their hand. That's not what they do. They have to outscore everyone. That's not a winning formula when you need to win tough games. So people love Indy. Hey, you guys can love who you want to love, but I've never really jumped on that shit.
At the high school level, and I don't know, do you have anything you want to add to that, Jalen?
No, I mean, I agree with Rick. We've seen it all season. I mean, they have a lot of talent on offense, but on the defensive end, they don't get it done. And we saw that at the end of this game. They had to lead the whole game. In the last minute, Suno Chopper was able to get off, and they weren't able to answer, and that was the game.
High school level, some of these coaches, they're busy in recruit mode. A lot of them are busy in talk mode. But when it comes down to X's and O's and coaching, outside of just putting a team on the court, when you have a team this talented, I know this isn't the NBA, but when you have a squad with this much talent on it, and you trot out there a below 500 record for the end of the season, if it comes to that, does any of this fall back on the coach? And anybody.
Yeah. I think you below 500. Some of that has to fall back on the coach. But now the question is, what do you do after that? So what do you plan for? If you're Indy or if you're Latin America or any of these teams who are outside looking in, are you trying to crawl to get in the race to 1? Because that's going to be some type of way. You got to approach that in a certain kind of way. Or are you trying to look at the talents on the roster to prepare for next season? You got to look at that's another different way of game planning. So you have to establish where you are and what you guys are trying to do. And then that way your team will be on board with what you guys are trying to accomplish either for this year or for next.
All right. Okay. Well, we got a big one coming up here. Another one. I mean, hey, it's June 27th. It was all about the game of the week. H-Town Hoopers taking on Lonestar Basketball Club. But Showtime Basketball hosting a really big guy by the name of Tyson Simpson. Like I said, I went ahead and I went on record and said I don't think he's getting enough talk in the Player of the Year talk, but his team is not winning at the clip some of these other guys are, which makes sense. But you got big Tyson Simpson going in there. He's going to be matched up against Corey Yams. And then obviously you got Bronny James and company in Showtime. So Rick, you're the guest here on this one. Jalen, I'll give you the last one. Actually, let's see what you both got. It's time to post up, man. Hop in the paint. Rick, 3 in the key if you got 2 of them. And Jalen, if you want to hit that last key of what you're looking for here, if Rick doesn't step on it, tell me what you guys are looking for in this matchup.
Well, I'm looking for the big man play. I'm looking to see which big man can establish their presence early. Is it going to be Tyson Simpson on the offensive side, or is it going to be Corey Yams on the defensive side? Whichever big man can establish their presence early and more often, I like their team. And secondly, if you're beyond a yard, what do you do about Bronny James? you got to decide, do we try to corral him and make somebody else beat us, or do we let him get his and then force it and then hold everybody else? You have to make that decision as a coach.
All right, Jalen, bring it home for us.
I think Rick had two. Yeah, if I had 3 keys, those would have been my first 2 as well. I think the third key of the game would be. I think it's going to come down to 3-point shooting. Can the other guys get it done? We've seen Daniel Hoare. He's been heating up for Beyond the Arc. When he's hitting, they look good. When he's not hitting, it's a long night. It's just Tyson Simpson out there. The same thing for Showtime. I think when they can get the other guys like Bryce going, they're a lot more effective.
Okay. All right. Well, we
X
definitely
Factor yells. Nick Bowie's an X Factor for BTA. He doesn't have a lot of games where he goes off, but if he happens to go off, Showtime can be in trouble. If Nick Bowie goes off for BTA, if he can be their second or third leading scorer and score in double digits, BTA has a chance.
I like that.
All right. Yeah, so often we say it is nothing but Tyson Simpson, but we have seen, like you said, Daniel Orr went absolutely bonkers last time we saw them, and them referring to Beyond the Arc, excuse me. We know
is it Arch or Arc? Which one is it?
It's Arch. It's Arch. Like the golden arches with McDonald's. I know that everybody gave Beyond the Arch a hard time when their jerseys and logos rolled out. So it's absolutely the Arch. That's what I'm being told anyway until I find out I'm wrong, which has happened approximately 4 times this year. All right, so that's it's time to get out the paint, man. They're about to call that tech on us. Last one here, man. Let's go through it before we get to this next game. It is June 27. It's been all about Texas. Time for us to get our shine here. We got a bunch of Texas kids here. Top 5 Texas rappers. I may go first on this one. Let you guys bring it home. Is that all right?
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have this rehearsed, so I don't know who they are. I don't think I'm gonna have them in any particular order. Man, yeah, this actually may be a little tougher for me. I might have to hand this one off, Jay. Who you got?
I'll take it. Let's see. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Travis Scott. Number 4, I'm gonna go with myself, Rick Blaze. Haha.
All right.
Number 3,
well done.
I'm gonna go with number 3. I'm gonna go with Big Mike. Rest in peace to Big Mike. Number 2. No. Number 3, let me go with Pimp C. Number 2, let me go with Fat Pat. And number 1, let me go with Scarface.
Yeah, I'll hop in there. It's probably gonna be pretty similar. I think for me, I'm maybe I can't put them in order. I'm going Face. Face is in there for me. Go ahead and everybody boo me. I'm putting Pimp C as 4. I know he should be high on the list, but Pimp C is right there at 4.
It's your list, brother.
Yeah, it's my list. It is my list. Travis Scott will not be on my list. I want to let you know that right now. At number 3, I gotta. If you guys are not in Texas, you may not know who he is, but I'm going with number 3. It's going to be Zero. I didn't mean to say 0. I meant to say Zero. That's exactly what I meant. Yeah, and then I'm going Big Pokey number 2. I don't think people understand how much ahead of his time is what he was. He had a song.
Podina.
Anybody go look up Podina. Go look up this song called Menage a Trois if you can find it. One of the greatest songs. This song was probably about 22 years ahead of its time. All right. And then lastly, Bun B's my number 1 in Texas. I know everybody loves the southern drawl of Pimp C, but Bun B, lyrically and delivery wise, yeah, he would just come on your song, give you something a little different. The wordplay, or excuse me, the delivery play was just crazy to me. So I'm a big Bun B fan. So that's my 5.
All right, for my 5, I don't have a particular order for this. I'm gonna start off with the ones that y'all kind of already said. I'm gonna go Travis Scott, Pimp C, Bun B. And then I'm gonna throw in Slim Thug.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I thought one of y'all would say it, but I'll be that guy. And then a new guy. Some people may know him, some people may not. I think Don Toliver's on the come up right now.
Yeah,
he makes some great music.
Okay.
So that'll round out my 5.
That's fair. That is
Shout
fair.
out to my man. Shout out to my man Devin the Dude. I can't not say his name.
Yeah.
I love me some Devin the Dude.
Yeah,
I love him.
Hey, special.
Can we give an honorable mention to Mig?
Honorable mention to Mig.
Mig.
What I'm glad is
Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're glad to give
Absolutely,
her. I
yeah.
give her more than
She got to get
mention.
something. Huh?
Meg, yeah, she go.
Yeah.
I mean, she going harder than a lot of you. You know what I'm saying? She going harder than straight up. And then non-honorable mention to Lil Flip. If anybody out there wants to reference him to Texas, don't. Maybe just just on some hood GP, but not in rapping. Leave him off that list, and then we absolutely. For me, there's an honorable mention. This dude is not from Texas, but during this era, if you went out and you had a car or you rode in a car, the windows were down and every single car was playing Tila. So I know he's not from Texas, but that was he was an honorable mention for Texas for sure because he was repped very hard here. So shout out to Tila.
Also honorable mention is Drake. Hell, he acts like he from Texas.
Yeah, I mean, he rep harder for Houston than anyone.
He does.
100%. Every other song.
Hey, I'm with
absolutely.
It. Y'all know I'm a big fan, huge fan. I don't like his recent comments about winning a tickle fight, but we're not even gonna get into that. Just weird. Just weird. Yeah, he said it. All right, man. Well, look, we got a big matchup coming up. Speaking of weird tickle fights and weird places, we are headed out to LA. Just here in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Showtime basketball, Bronny James. Rick, go ahead, hop on the plane, man. You got a move to make. We got a big matchup here. Showtime basketball taking on Beyond the Arch. Rick, who you got before you hop on this plane?
Hey, I'm gonna ride what I've been riding with, man. The guys on the 7-game win streak. I think Showtime keep it rolling here in LA. I got Showtime.
They sure are on a big win streak, aren't they? No one's
they on the 7 game. They riding. They streaking. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. All right, Jalen, who you got?
Man, one thing about streaks, they all come to an end eventually. I'm gonna take Beyond the Arch.
All right,
I think Tyson Simpson has his way tonight, and I think he'll get some help from Nick Bowie, Daniel Ori.
All right. Well, guess what? Guess who the tiebreaker is going to be? The game. We're going to see it in just a minute. Good job, guys. I appreciate y'all being on. Jalen, Rick, appreciate you hopping in here after eating all of that Trill burger and then having to take on the next one. So appreciate you guys being on the post up. Appreciate you guys tuning in for the post up. We've said it a million times before. Check out all the podcasts, Rick's Blazing Takes, Around the Table. Soon to come SimWorld Today with B-Ron. Shout out to you, B-Ron. Be well. Siege also in on that. We got Maestro, the Maestro talk dirty to me. It could have just been talking dirty, but that's just how dirty he is. He wanted to make sure that you were talking dirty to him. And then we got the Marsh Pod. So you guys stay tuned for those. Make sure that y'all are subscribing, liking, and hitting the notify button on YouTube. Make sure you're in the Discord. We're getting it all out today. Discord.gg/SimWorld NBA, and you're already here at SimWorld TV. So see the game, be the game. Until next time, we out.
Out.
And we are here in the Sunset Sports Studio in Southern California for our third game of our triple header tonight here on SimWorld TV. This should be an exciting one. Hello, everyone. My name is LOB, and with my co-host here, the illustrious Marsh in the building tonight.
Yeah, illustrious. I don't know that I deserve that one, but I'm happy to be here. I'll take it.
I'll definitely give it to you. Well, Marsh, here we are, SimWorld basketball. We got two great teams in Beyond the Arch playing up against Showtime basketball. Now, these are two teams that are, highly coveted, highly looked at within the SimWorld League. Showtime basketball coming off a huge win streak right now and looking to continue to press that narrative forward. But Beyond the Arch, been stringing a couple good games of basketball together themselves too. So we'll see how it works out tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to talk about, the winning streaks of Southeast at 6, Showtime at 6, Originators at 6, Gotham at 7, but quietly Beyond the Arch, 3 straight wins, get them a game above 500. They got a shot with a win here to move into 6th place on their own. gain back with Run DMV. Run DMV's lost 3 in a row. I mean, this is an exciting time of the season. We're starting to see that middle of the road teams come alive. Huge opportunity for Showtime. At the same time, like you said, extend that winning streak, jump up to the number 2 seed. You can go from 4-2 with a simple win. So huge opportunity on both sides of the ball tonight.
Well, before we get into anything, we want to thank everybody watching at home. Make sure that if you haven't already, take time out to hit that subscribe button on your phone, tablet, watching on your big computer, TV screen, wherever it is. Make sure you take time out to hit that subscribe button. Share this stream out with all your friends because this is great basketball and you don't want to miss this at all whatsoever. Make sure you hit that notification button, notify everybody watching, tell a friend to tell a friend that Sim World Basketball is on. And we look at these two teams. We look at, a lot of talent. Obviously, when you look at Showtime basketball, it's just like watching the Lakers game. You got LeBron when you watch the Lakers, and you got Bronny when you watch Showtime. And Showtime is a team full of stars, great talent, but beyond the arch, not a team to be overlooked. With Tyson Simpson locking it down in the middle.
Yeah, they're two teams that are similar but different, right? Same but different.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Thought there was a complication, but everything's all good here. Bryce James starting off the game though with a 3-pointer, and like you said before, two teams that are similar yet different.
Yeah, similar in that they each revolve around that central star, Bronny James for Showtime, Tyson Simpson for Beyond the Arch. And then they got good supporting cast, not as great as Tyson Simpson just bullies Nick Moss. But they play in a very different strategy, right? Obviously, like you said, Bronny James is the focal point, has been just incredible this season. Tyson Simpson is just a more slow it down. Truthfully, I wish these two guys were playing together. It would be a much more dynamic duo.
That would definitely be crazy to see those two types of talents together, especially one at the guard position and one at the big position.
I mean, the pick and roll opportunities and the alley-oops that would, potentially create as Simpson getting rolling now too, but I think that's maybe no discredit to Corey Yams is a different type of player than Tyson Simpson, but if you had a duo up front with Simpson in the paint, Bronny James out on the perimeter, I think you could even coexist Corey Yams at the 4. You'd be a very dangerous basketball team at that point.
You're really reminiscent of Chris Paul and Blake Griffin on the Clippers, I would definitely say, if those two players were on the same team. Well, coming into play here, Beyond the Arch, 12-11 on the season, as the 3 there up and good, extending to lead to 4 here. Beyond the Arch on a roll. But Beyond the Arch, 12-11 on the season, above 500, so that's good, especially with this race to 1 coming up. And as Bronny James, drive and finish. Showtime basketball, 16-7 on the year. As you noted, they are on a 6-game win streak and looking to extend that. But when you talk about the race to 1, you look at these two teams, right? How does the season end up looking for them in your eyes?
Well, I said it on Monday's, I think it was Monday's pod with Showtime. They show up for the big games, right? They're dominant in the big games. They don't show up necessarily against teams that are, middle of the pack or below. Which gives me this strange confidence that when the lights get bright and almost that they don't want to finish with a top 2 seed, like if you get them against Lonestar in the first round, or West Coast Ballers in the first round, I really like that matchup. But if they rise all the way up to 2, strangely enough, they go up against like an Asia Pacific or ATLians who are slotted in at 7 right now, you start getting a little more, do I love that they're going up against a team that is a little less than them? So Showtime's a legitimate threat. They are a legitimate threat to win the championship because of Bronny James.
That's a great shot there by Nick Moss. But to your point, Showtime, one of those teams, you know, being named Showtime, but they really just show up in the big games at the drive and finish there. That was absolutely beautiful. Great way to slice up the defense.
Yeah, Christian Kelly, right? He's a rim runner, man. He doesn't fit. He's kind of a tweener forward. Doesn't have a great, you know, he's shooting 46% from deep, but he's only made 6. And he's more of a rim running, you know, low volume Kelly Oubre type of wing. But he fits in well in a system that needs people that can do just that, right? Because the ball is going to go to Tyson Simpson so often.
I mean, the Kansas native, he does have offers all over the place, Kansas State, and Houston. So it'll be interesting to see how his game develops at the second level as Bronny James, careless mistake here and just ends up going out of bounds. I'm not sure if he lost it, but he just ended up being on the outside of the line there.
Yeah, surprising misstep there from Bronny as Devin Fields checks in, but we're getting what we expected, at least from Tyson Simpson so far, right? 4.5 in, and he's putting his fingerprints on it. But they're going to need him, and they're going to need those guys, Christian Kellys of the world, Daniel Ori, who has been playing well so far, at least as month 3. They're going to need them to step up to be on the edge, because I do think, you know, the record indicates, and I think the play backs it up, that this is still a team that, should they win tonight, I think it'd be a little bit of an eye raiser. That's
very much true. Moss step back 3. And that one's no good. And, you know, when I, you know, back to that shot that I just seen, right? Whenever we watch Showtime basketball, I feel like there's a lot of guys, a lot of different talent, right? Because we always talk about, you know, the story of Bronny James and what he does for this team. But I feel like this, you know, this entire team is filled with talent from Bryce to Nick Moss to Corey Mann. How do you, as a coach, right? As a coach who has this sort of team, right? How do you deal with all of that talent, right? You know, and I feel like that's a lot of problems with a lot of teams now. You have a lot of talent, but you don't know where to put it.
Yeah, and I think that problem is accentuated when you've got a guy like Bronny, where it's very easy to just say, okay, we're just going to let the ball go through, right? Our system is going to be Bronny, and, you know, we're just going to be happy with that. You know, Nick Moss now has 2 misses after that one. Maybe even 3, but that's the challenge that Coach Joyner has, and he's, you know, adding a great pass on him to finish there. Challenge is you have to put them in situations that allow them to create on ball, right? Make them feel involved and not just feel tertiary. It was the challenge that I think the Rockets encountered in the James Harden era, where they couldn't get over the hump because their system was so James drive and dish, that when the game got close, when those drives started not being as off or as easy, and at the same time you missed 27 in a row in Game 6 of the conference finals.
Yeah, that's big.
That system, right, doesn't keep working. So I think that's the challenge, is you've got to find ways, even if you want to be enticed to say, don't worry, we're going to let Bronny cook and we'll be in this game in the 4th and we'll figure it out. The problem with that is that the rest of the roster never really gets a chance to be in rhythm, and they just kind of become co-stars and never the opportunity to be even be the second or third star.
Right. And I feel like, you know, when you have a star, right, you kind of want to surround him with role players, but surrounding a star with other stars doesn't entirely help your cause here. But
and to that point, no championship team outside of, like, I think the 2011 Dallas Mavericks and the 2004 Detroit Pistons are the only recent teams that did we do 1 star or no stars and that's it. Like, every other team has a co-star that can carry the load offensively for extended stretches of time. You know, people are going to say, well, Jamal Murray's never made an all-star game. That's because he got hurt and because of, you know, extenuating circumstances. You always have needed that second guy to win a championship. It's why those 2 championships I mentioned are as impressive as they are.
And, you know, when you talk about championships to, you know, tangent back into the NBA, I feel like, you know, compare a team like I believe it's the 2018 Warriors with Kevin Durant on it, right? That was a team full of superstars. We know that. And they won a championship. Now, obviously, did that success last for long? Not very long. But teams that I start to look at, like these recent Nuggets team that just won a ring, that team, I would say, consists of one superstar, one star, and then a lot of role players. And I feel like that's the type of team that I would, want to surround myself with, right? If Jokic is able to be that star and efficiently get the ball to other role players or playmakers, right? And if he's not getting it going, then he can kick it to another star in Murray. Then I feel like that's a great, well-balanced, solid offense. And I feel like that's what Showtime is trying to build, right? Bronny being your superstar, maybe Corey Amps being your prowess on the inside, and then you got a whole bunch of players around him, great shooters like Nick Moss, Bryce James, Ethan Letterman off the bench. I feel like that's a great formula for success here for that Showtime team.
Yeah, and of course I'm going to push back and say that Warriors thing, did get 4 championships in 7 years, so surprising no one that I'm going to push back and count the Warriors. But you're right.
Right.
Figuring out who that guy is, though, right? Like Nick Moss, 8.7 points, 24% from deep. Like, are you going to actually be an oddball creator for us? I think they've got a lot of what's called Bruce Brown type guys.
Right.
I don't know that I see a Jamal Murray type guy being the same way where you look at, let's say, the originators, and you've got your number one is obviously DJ Wagner, but like Kadarius Loftus can carry the load. Victoria Stogoskas can carry the load. I think there's, that being said, there's a singular talent advantage for Showtime with Bronny. That secondary and tertiary talent advantage, I don't think they have that quite as much against the rest of the field.
Well, it's interesting to know, how these different schemes and how these different offenses and how coaches really game planning for the teams around them. But throughout our entire basketball tangent, we've got ourselves a 5-point game here in Southern California. With that shot, that will end the first quarter. 20-15 here to end the first here. It's been an amazing quarter of basketball, and you don't want to go anywhere, folks, because this one is far from over. Back after these words and a couple of short messages. And back here with second quarter action here beyond the arch, up by 5 here. And Marsh, it's been a pretty interesting game that we've seen so far here. Corey Yams get into the mix, Samson get into the mix, Ori get into the mix. What do we see here from that first quarter?
You see that there's still no answer for Tyson Simpson. I mean, he's a 20 and 10 down. Let's cut our decimal points and round up for him.
Right.
He's already got 8. There's just no answer. Corey Hughes is a phenomenal interior defender, and he is not able to stop Tyson Simpson. He is completely changed his game, and it's kind of par for the course for Showtime. You play a team that's at or around 500, you're a team that's won 6 straight, and you're 9 games above 500, yet you kind of stumble your way around. They just don't look like they, at this point in the game, understand the magnitude of it, or at least you've got the desperation level for Beyond the Arch much higher.
Interesting to note that. That is very interesting to note that, because Tyson Simpson is one of those players that his dominance is really unmatched whenever it comes to the way that he plays and the way that he orchestrates on the court. It's hard to beat. Well, I do want to take this time out to ask, and I feel like we ask this question all the time here in SimWorld Broadcast. So you think you can coach? A question that we ask all the time here. And if you have the brains to be such, an amazing basketball fanatic, then why don't you come be a coach and lead one of these programs and lead it to a dynasty that it was always destined to be? Well, you have the opportunity to do so if you join our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where you could be the coach, be a part of the game, have your own game plan to see if it'll work against some of the top high school players here in the SimWorld League. That all happens here in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA.
For what it's worth,
Marsh,
hello, I do not think I can coach. So let me just put that one out there.
You don't?
No, I don't think I
Okay,
could.
well,
not high schoolers.
Maybe. I think maybe you could get a couple here, but it's about that time.
Into a
I
win
did
or two, but let's not act like I'd be some Popovich, great.
Now I'll say this, all right, because I did get to do it last time, but I got a good one. I got a good question for you, Mars, and for everybody watching at home. If you've been here, then you know what time it is. It's the LOB SimWorld trivia question. Okay, this is gonna be a good one. I had to really dig deep into my bag here to find this one. I wanted to make sure I saved it especially for you. Wanted to save it for you. So, well, it's not like I just had it. Now I gotta. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I was going through. I had all these papers here. I was going through all my notes, but I've got it right here. So, the SimWorld trivia question is: who is the only player in NBA history to accumulate 20,000 plus points in their career while averaging fewer than 15 points per game?
20,000 career, but 15 or less per game. A career average of 15 or less.
Yes.
So they could have had a season where they averaged more than 15 points per game?
Tyson Simpson.
Well, yes. Well, they could have had a season where they averaged more than 15, but throughout their entire career, they averaged 15 points. Yes.
Okay, so you have to find somebody that would have had either some lower seasons, but still had some relatively big ones.
And for everybody watching at home, make sure you lock in your answers. As I always say, we want educated guesses, not educated Google searches, okay? So leave your guess down in the comment section, and we'll see if it plays.
I don't know if this is going to be correct because we head to a timeout. Do I get the timeout to think about it, or is this?
Yes, I will reveal it later on, in probably the third or fourth maybe, but you have plenty of time.
Okay, let me ponder. I will not use my second screen to Google.
During this timeout, we're going to take a quick break and come back with you in just one moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with second quarter action. And for everybody watching at home, the question is, who is the only player in NBA history to accumulate 20,000 points in his career while averaging fewer than 15 points per game?
When are you bringing back the answer? So when do I have to come up with my answer on this one?
I would say typically around the third quarter, you can come up with your answer.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got plenty of time. Plenty of basketball to watch.
The problem is, I think I have a name in my head that I'm not going to be able to get out. So
you can look if you want to throw out a couple of names that you can now, and then once you lock down your final answer, you can give it to me later. But like, what are the names that are starting to circulate when you think of that question?
Well, the first name that came to my mind was Jason Kidd. You need a longer career to get to 20K, right? So that rules out some of your, superstars that, like a Larry Bird, let's say. It can't be Larry Bird. So it's got to be somebody who either had a long career. So another one, actually, you know what? I wonder if Vince Carter might be a good one, because he had that tail end of his career where he didn't really do a lot, was kind of on the bench, and that can tank your average a little bit. But he might have been too big of a scorer too early on. But he had the final 5 years of his career. He didn't really, when he was at Atlanta for a couple, when he was in Dallas before that.
Ooh, what a block.
Those are the two names that kind of come to mind, because I feel like you need somebody that's been there for a little bit, but still had some good seasons.
That's very, there's a lot of names that have came to mind, but like I said, for everybody watching at home, you can leave your answers locked in the comment section right now. We'll start reading out some of your answers, see what you guys think at home, and see if any of you get it right. Like I said, educated guessers, not educated Google searches. That's all that we ask for around here. That's all that we ask. But
we got one in there. We got one is Magic Johnson. I feel like Magic didn't play long, because of him missing so many seasons. He missed his peak, but he was never really a big scorer. So I don't know what off the top of my head. I can't think of what it's a good question to come up with.
Then again, there aren't that many players in NBA history that have gotten 20,000 plus.
This is also true.
30,000 is the elite threshold, right? But there isn't that many people that have reached 20,000. So
we've got a Jeff Green. Who said? We've got somebody in our ear saying somebody said Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole is.
I mean, that's obviously incorrect, but who's coming up that
Jordan Poole has scored 20,000 points in his 4-year NBA career.
Maybe it is a basketball lifetime. Wait, hold on, time out. We just got a flagrant foul call.
Oh my goodness.
We got a flagrant call on Corey Yams.
Corey Yams with the flagrant here, and that's going to send Christian Kelly to the line.
Okay, let's bring this into here. They're down by now 8 points. Tyson Simpson is going to work. Corey Yams was the leading scorer for Showtime. Do you think there's some frustration right now with Showtime?
I definitely believe so, because as we all know, Corey Yams is definitely one who is very vocal, as we all know, whenever it comes to his words. So I understand he's a very passionate player, and I can sense it's like whenever you go to the park and you're playing against somebody who's bigger and stronger than you, and you're just getting dominated, you start getting mad, right? Because who wants to constantly be dominated on the floor? Because Tyson Simpson has been a monster in this game so far. He's definitely had his staple on this game, so I can understand where the frustration would come from, but that's not the way to take it out. You gotta take it out on the rim, or you gotta do something better. Bronny James. Oh my goodness, Bronny James with the finish.
Christian Kelly looking for his shoes after that one.
Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting.
Mark that down. 155 in the, or excuse me, yeah, 155 in the second. That is, that's a top 10 play right there.
That might be a top 10 play. There's a 3 there for Beyond the Arch, up and good, Daniel Horry. A lot of our viewers at home are asking for hints. Someone saying it's a wizard for, it's gotta be a wizard for sure. I don't know if I can give a hint. Let me see. I might have to dig deep.
Have they won a championship?
I might have to fact check with you on that one if he has won a championship. It is confirmed that this person has won a championship.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Let's pay attention here though, because right now, yeah, BTA is looking dominant, and again, they look more desperate. They have come out with some desperation. I know Jackson McQueen just powers that one home, but Beyond the Arch looks more desperate in this game right now.
Showtime, and the way that we're watching this game, it's just more shots are falling. This team just looks like they are hungry for it more. They just want it a little bit more, and they don't care that Showtime is at home. They're here to make a statement. That's what it looks like.
Well, big news is a lot of this for Showtime falling down by 10 has come with Tyson Simpson on the bench. That is the, and I know they just got it to 6. It's a good run. They'll need to keep it there, but that is a big kind of storyline to watch here. If they can't win the non-Simpson minutes Showtime, they're going to be in trouble on this one.
That's going to be huge there. Shot clock has been turned off, so this will be the final possession of the half here in the hands of Barney James. In the hands of Moss. Moss for 3. No good at the buzzer. And that's going to take us into halftime here. 37-31. Beyond the Arch has came in here in Southern California and has put on a show, Marsh.
They have. They've come in. Daniel Horry has been fantastic. He's got 3 triples to go. Tyson Simpson has been unstoppable, but I think they won the mental side of the first quarter, or the first half. They played better on the floor to take that lead, but they just are locked in. Showtime has not been. Bronny James has been unaggressive. Nick Moss has not been efficient. He was 1 of 5 in the first quarter, taking some pretty ill-advised shots. But they've gotten into the psyche right now of Showtime based off their just physical presence inside with Tyson Simpson, with Christian Kelly. That's not a good development for Showtime looking at the second half.
Well, hopefully they can turn things around here. Third quarter action will be coming up after this. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned here with third quarter action in the sim world. Showtime basketball versus Beyond the Arch in a 37-31 game here that sees Tyson Simpson taking over so far here in this first half. But Marsh, maybe you've seen something else that I wasn't peeping. So what are your thoughts on this first half so far?
Well, it's just Showtime just doesn't look locked in. They've won 6 straight. They're in a pretty good spot standings-wise. They just don't, Ryan Russillo says this one a lot, and so I can't take credit for it, but you can't fake desperation. And when you're beyond the arch and you have won 3 in a row just to get over 500, and you need to keep winning to get in. In Showtime, you've won 6 straight. You don't need to really keep winning to get in. One of these 2 teams is more desperate than that. Christian Kelly's desperate for 2.
Beautiful slam there, finish by Christian Kelly, but the feet inside was nice too. And this beyond the arch team, they just look hungrier. Like when you watch them play, like you said, they're on a 3-game streak and they're looking to extend, right, to give themselves an opportunity as far as the race to 1. But it's a team that looks hungry, looks more determined, taking better shots. Like that 3 right there, for example. They're just taking better shots and they're just doing a better job of taking care of the basketball.
I got a question. Is Daniel Ori like Austin Reeves up in here? My goodness. Because I feel like just calling him a cliche, white shooter is unfair. But he's got a little bit of the riz to him, man. Like, he plays a little bit bigger than just being a 3-point shooter.
Did you really use the term riz as in the shortened word for charisma in a basketball game?
Yeah, I mean, look, Rick is out here using 3-letter abbreviations to feel young. I gotta do something myself.
Oh, well, it's not that bad. You can still talk. I mean, you can still talk regular. I didn't expect you to bring it down to, my generation.
It's also a great word. Look, here's the thing, Elo.
Oh my
Tyson
gosh,
Simpson is a monster.
Tyson Simpson.
That's the thing.
Block on Cardi James, and on the other end, Simpson with the finish.
Tyson Simpson.
They're not running the paint, man. They're not running the paint or the floor, Showtime, the way that Beyond the Arches. I mean, you can't get beat by Tyson Simpson, who blocks the shot and then is the first man down for 2 points.
They got to do a better job running the floor with these guys, because that's what's entirely killing them. It's the bad shots like that, and then watch, everybody's out in transition immediately, which just if done right, leaves mismatches.
Oh God!
Oh my goodness! Tyson Simpson. Oh my God!
Tyson Simpson is unguardable, more so than any player in SimWorld Hoops.
That is disgusting. That is disgusting right there. And that right there needs to be in a top 10. It doesn't even matter if it is a SimWorld top 10. It needs to be in a top 10.
He is phenomenal. I mean,
the succession of plays alone and that past minute is astounding.
And we talked about it, right? We said, look, in the second quarter, Beyond the Arch built a lead, and they did it without Tyson Simpson on the floor, as though Simpson doesn't rotate there on Bronny James for the easy 2. Now that they've got him here, they're in rhythm. They have built that lead as much as 15, a timeout to stop any momentum, but a phenomenal start to the second half right now from Tyson Simpson and Beyond the Arch.
Well, with this timeout call, I would like to let everybody know that during this timeout break, if you want to be able to be a part of the conversation, then you can always join our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where all the SimWorld action will be happening, where you could be a player, be a coach, come join the media, just be involved in the conversation about your favorite players, your favorite teams, and everything SimWorld basketball. It's always going down in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. Well, Harsh, I think it's about that time that I give the answer that everybody.
Well, let me lock in.
You can lock in first. I know a lot of other people want to lock in too, but
I'm gonna go with. I should have been more prepared, but I'm gonna go with Jason Kidd. I'll start with the guy that had it. Don't love that pick, but that's who I'm gonna go with. I don't think it's right, but
Jason Kidd for your final answer. Okay. Well, just to be fair, I'm reading off all the answers here. We've got Magic Johnson, Jeff Green, Jordan Poole. We had a Wizard for sure.
Robert Horry was a great one.
Robert Horry was a great answer. Let's see here. Someone said Allen Iverson, because he might have taken in his past couple of years, which I don't believe so. Dennis Johnson, but The answer that everybody has been waiting for. The only player in NBA history to accumulate 20,000 points in their career while averaging fewer than 15 points per game was Robert Parrish.
Robert Parrish.
He was able to reach the 20,000 point average by averaging fewer than 15 points, playing 20 seasons in the NBA.
Yeah.
And being very consistent with his scoring.
Yep, Coach Skinny had it. He didn't call it out. He didn't say Robert Parrish, but he said it's a Celtic. That's you don't get your money, bro. But that's a good answer. I mean, that's an intelligent pick right there. Now I'm gonna have to look up what Jason Kidd averaged and how many points he got.
I don't think Jason Kidd broke the 20,000 threshold. I don't think he did. So, but the answer is Robert Parrish. Just saying, the person that said Jordan Poole needs to be fired. It's realistically they just need to be fired. Whoever said Jordan Poole should gotta go. I'm sorry.
We're getting to J Kidd.
Ethan Letterman on the foul call here.
Substitution from the floor.
I mean, the way that Showtime has been playing this game, so it's just they've completely came in and dominated here throughout the entirety of this game. Here, we're gonna see Kyrie, Witt, and Justin here at the line, but I mean, we still have a whole quarter to play, plus 3 minutes in this one. And although if he sinks this free throws, it will extend the lead out to, I believe that's 15. I mean, this is still Showtime we're talking, and a team that really can turn it on whenever need be. So,
yeah. Well, again, desperation, man. This Beyond the Arch team has just played more desperate. They've wanted this more. They've played with a knowledge that a win here is much more important to them. If they get this win, they move into a really good spot in the conference, and as you look ahead to the postseason. But at the same time, this is what we've seen from Showtime all season long. If the team they're playing at is at or below 500, they don't tend to be as dominant. If they're playing against a team that's elite, that is a top flight Bay Area West Coast ballers, they show up. It's why honestly being a 3 or 6 seed for them is probably perfect. You're not going to get an easy opponent in the first round that you can take your gas pedal or your foot off the gas, because they had a tendency this season to do just that.
And that's very interesting to note here with the seeding coming up. Now, in our earlier game, that I was a part of, which was an absolutely amazing game, Nick Hugo breaking the record for most amount of blocks in a SimWorld game. I'm not sure if you were able to watch that one, but in that game earlier, I was talking to Steve and I asked him about the race to win and what his thoughts were about it. So I'm going to do the same for you. What are your thoughts about the race to win and where you see things going for all the teams that potentially could be involved?
As in, like, who do I think is going to be there?
Yes, I would say, I guess, give me your top 4 and who you think would be taking it up.
So my top 4 would be Originators, Southeast, Showtime, actually, even though this game for Showtime doesn't really concern me, because like I said, they've been doing this literally all season.
Right.
I was a big on Bay Area early in the season, so I'll add them to that.
What a block.
So, I'm taking 3 of the top 4 teams. I'm out on Best Coast. They don't have anyone behind Late Darius out loud. This is going to be Hooper King and Cross all over again. H-Town gets a big win today, but I'm not in love with what they've been doing. Lonestar, they haven't been awesome as of late. Gotham 5's risen, but now I'm just listing teams, so I'll stick to what the question was. Originators, Southeast, Bay Area, and Showtime.
And if you had to pick one to take the crown,
I'm gonna go Originators. I mean, at some point we've got to say they're 18-5. That's pretty good. They've got maybe the best player. I think DJ does a better job. I don't think his assist numbers are better necessarily than Bronny's, but I think he does a better job of getting guys involved, and I like that they have more options. Kadarius Loftus, Victor Salgaskis, Trey Snyder, Jared Quinney. It's just a group that there's a lot more like, oh boy, if he goes off there in trouble, I don't know that a lot of other teams, especially in that top echelon, have that concern.
Yeah, I feel like, whenever you talk about an Originators team, they're so wow. Can't even get my point out. Tyson Simpson didn't get all the way to the Showtime bench and then some. It is still going, ladies and gentlemen. But to your point earlier that the Originators are just one of those teams that has so much depth offensively and defensively. They have shooters coming off the bench. They have defensive players that are just ready to spring into action all over the place, and I feel like that's one of the things that makes them super dangerous. Now, Southeast Select, they pride themselves defensively, and we talked about this before, but it's really interesting to know how this race to 1 is going to go.
It is, and it's the worst part of it is that single elimination, which we're getting best 2 out of 3.
Bryce James there with a beautiful move, reverse layup for the finish here. That'll be it for the third quarter, 55-42. Beyond the Arch has taken control of this stadium, taken control of this crowd, and overall has just taken control of this game. Fourth quarter action coming up after these short messages in a word.
Well, we did it. We sealed the bad out and the good in. Take a second and look around you. Go ahead. We have everything we've always wanted. We'll want for nothing.
Excuse me. I really love it here.
Thank you.
We have all these beautiful avocados from Mexico, but where are the chips?
I'm sorry?
Oh, the chips are outside.
Why are they outside?
The chips are outside!
I want a Chris Elliott autograph. Hi.
Wait! Please, avocados taste great on lots of things. See? Avocado toast. We can still make this work.
Oh, Wi-Fi's down.
No.
Avocados from Mexico.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, and quite frankly, I just found out that I guess my questions are a little bit too easy for Samuel. So, yeah, don't get mad at me when I come out of here talking about some. What was the true shooting percentage of Brian Scalabrine back in the 2004-2005 NBA season? Yeah,
what I said was
on that one.
The longest winning streak that's just plastered everywhere. I mean, that one, the
People
last
still
question
got that
was a
one wrong.
phenomenal one. Well,
People
if they
still
got
got
that one
that
wrong, Siege got that one wrong?
I believe he did get that one wrong whenever I asked. No, yeah, he did. And
What did
then
he
the
say?
one that I asked Elava, he also got wrong, which was yeah, the first question I asked Elava was, who is the first player to win an NBA MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same season?
Same season?
Yes, that was the other one that I asked.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, yeah, after talking to the production team, they didn't really like that one. But don't worry, I'm gonna have some more. Like I said, Brian Scalabrine question coming soon. But 57-42 here, 6:45 left in the fourth, and I can't get enough of the fact that Beyond the Arch has completely dominated this game, mainly through the hands of Tyson Simpson with 16 points and now 8 rebounds after securing that one.
Well, let's also talk about this one. Bronny James has, I think, 8 points. He's 4 of 10. Nick Moss, 2 of 9. The guys that you would expect to be, well, certainly Bronny, your go-to players have not risen to the occasion. Now, part of that is due to Beyond the Arch's really great perimeter defense.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to take a short break here after that one. We'll be back in a moment.
Yeah.
61-42 here as these free throws are ensuing off the and one finish here. And this is just one of those games where I honestly didn't expect it to go like this. I honestly expected more of a closer game, but this has been absolutely astounding to watch.
Honest, like I said earlier, I'm not. This is what Showtime does. I mean, the way that they're losing this game, that's surprising. The fact that Bronny James has been a complete nothing, that's surprising. But this is what Showtime does. They play to the level of their competition. When they are up against big teams, good teams, they play awesome. When they're up against teams that you would assume they beat, this is what happens. I mean, this is just not a team that's. And that's why I still think that's why I still like them, because they're going to only play good teams when you get to the postseason. So I don't have, you know, a huge concern with them overall, but this is kind of what we've expected from them.
We're fighting there as Nick Moss knocks down the three. Another foul here by Moss, and they are descending beyond the arc to the line here.
At the line for beyond the arc, Devin Field.
This is going to be Devin Field sent to the line here. This is jeopardizing of their 6-game win streak, Marsh.
Well, I think we can say this. The win streak's done. I mean,
yeah.
You're not. I would love it if somebody, we should get tech on this one. Ready? Look up every single game and how many quarters were you plus 16. Obviously, no one's going to do that. But with 5.5 to play, there's no shot that they're coming back, and it's a huge one. We're told H-Town came back, but down by 17 with 5.5. I mean, you're going to have Bronny go beyond nuclear to make this, and that doesn't even consider the fact that you're going up against a team that has a guy like Tyson Simpson that allows you to slow the pace, right? It's going to be 20 seconds per shot or per possession. That's where you are at risk of having a comeback blown or a big lead blown when you can't let the clock run.
At this point, I mean, it's been quite the troubling game here for Bronny, and it's sad to see it go out like this, Marsh.
Yeah, I mean, this will only be if he doesn't just go nuts, his first game since he scored 6 against South America that he was sub 19 points, let alone minus 10 or sub 10. I mean, that says a lot about how well he's played, but it also says a lot about how they've gotten here.
Haters can't stand me around the brandy cause I'm rolling with my family. CT collab though with the chain dangler. Player partners be holding with the skyscraper. Take off all haters when we in the navigator and step out like Snoop Dogg and some alligators with a 2-piece of money and I'm trying to get rich. You in the red zone now, don't fumble it. You better be aware who you rumble with. It's your boy CT going hit for hit.
Riding sideways, candy dripping wet, remixed it. Now we in our private jet with the candy wet, and we gon' sit it sideways. Third coast, baby, it was born to parlay. Riding sideways, candy dripping wet, remixed it. Now we in our private jet with the candy wet, and we gon' sit it sideways. Third coast, baby, it was born to parlay.
Sit 'em sideways, ride. I'm gliding, I'm high on life. It's my time in line, and not a nigga shining bright. Fuck a 9 to 5. I just recline on the mind. If you rewind, you find there's no denying I'm tight. Just give me the line. Like Sean Paul, and I'll be straight. You see me leaning so hard, it's like I need a V8. I needed a break from toting the hammer. Last week I did a show in the front row of the Copacabana. My lyrics will give a nigga hope in the slammer. Since I'm all about my dough, you ain't gon' blow out my candle. Hope you can handle R-E-double. When I fall off in the club, nothing but love. VIP, no cover, none other. Burn rubber on dubs. Sitting in the Lex Bubba, drinking my cup. Mix my Belvedere with Everclear, cause I'm still a thug. This is the remix, nigga, so bang this here in your truck.
Riding sideways, candy dripping wet, remixed it. Now we in our private jet with the candy wet, and we gon' sit it sideways. Third coast, baby, it was born to parlay. Riding sideways, candy dripping wet, remixed it. Now we in our private jet with the candy wet, and we gon' sit it sideways. Third coast, baby, it was born to parlay.
I'm still reclining, let the top down, diamonds glaring, remixed it, and now we got the whole world staying. See, it's true, playboy, we representing that Texas. Boulder so big you can't fit it round my neck. Dragging my knuckles on the floor cause the bracelet is sitting so heavy. Dog, I need a hand. You can call me the lumber man like Paul Blake.
And back here with fourth quarter action here after that quick timeout. But as you were saying, since that one game where he had 6, it just hasn't been the sort of night that this hasn't been a Bronny James dream. This hasn't been a Bronny James night, as Bryce James get the bucket there, excuse me, but it just hasn't been that type of night for Bronny.
No, it hasn't. You know, this, again, said this more than once, but when your team relies on one guy, that's why I said earlier that I was out on West Coast, and maybe I should have been out on Showtime, but when you rely on one guy so disproportionately more than everybody else, when that one guy isn't on, you're done. It's over. And even on games when they are on, you still, your margin for error is tiny. That's why, you know, Cooper Kingy Cross, it'll be the Cooper Kingy Cross rule, because he was the best player last season, and they did not advance because of single.
Oh my
hold
gosh!
the phone.
Exclamation point finish for Tyson Simpson over Corey Yams.
I mean, and then when you're going up against a guy like that, I mean, that doesn't help the cause. My goodness, Simpson has been phenomenal, but he's been highlight phenomenal. I mean, every single bucket of his just seems so ferocious.
That's definitely one of those runs right there where it's like the exclamation point at this. I mean, game's not over, but like if there was a point in time where like, yeah, this one ended, it would be right there on that move and finish right there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, again, this game isn't over because it's 12 points with 3 minutes left. You can get a couple threes, but you're going to need stops, and they just haven't been able to string those together. And plus, if Beyond the Arc gets a 3 there, they hit that magic number 69 and win.
Well, we do want to know that during this timeout break, there are some amazing games coming up tomorrow here on the Sim World. We will have Gotham 5 playing host to Philadelphia Elite. Immediately following that one, a post up, and then after that we will have Bay Area Breakers going up against the Heartland Zombies in Bay Area. So those will be two great games to watch on SimWorld TV. It's all going down here on the SimWorld TV YouTube channel. Just make sure you hit that like, sub, and share out with all the people who just love basketball. And those games tomorrow will be exciting to watch. So you do want to stay tuned for those.
You sure do.
Here we are.
I mean, the early morning games are always fun to get, you know, a little European action. But I think for me, the player of the game as we hit 3:18 to go is when, without question, Tyson Simpson. I mean, that's the no-brainer here. I don't think I need to explain that much more.
Well, here we are, 66-54, 3:13 left. And like you said, they need to string a couple of stuff. Where does it start, though?
I mean, get Tyson Simpson away. Too bad. You won't.
So,
yep.
My goodness.
I mean, I don't know what better timing that could have come. I mean, that was it, man. Like, how are you stopping a 7-footer and expecting? Like, how are you not stopping a 7-footer and expecting to win?
Definitely. He's up there, and this is good.
This is why I think BTA is a dangerous team. Not only because they're finally stringing together, not only because Tyson Simpson is there, but they have such a great blend of inside-outside, specifically with Daniel Ori, where over the course of the game, you're gonna want to get, as we get a foul on Blazing Game, you're gonna want to not allow Tyson Simpson, if he's going to be setting an off-ball screen, you're not going to want to allow him an easy run to the hoop because you're already at a disadvantage if he's getting the ball in the paint. That can lead to people kind of sticking with Simpson longer than they should if he's screening off ball for somebody like Daniel Ori, and it leaves him wide open for these threes. We're going to get an upset in the first or second round, and it's going to be from a team like BTA. It's going to be from a team like Indy Stripes if they can get in. Cascadia. We're going to get one of that reigning trays because they have the one thing. They have that guy that can go toe-to-toe at any given moment and then make things just chaotic. It's going to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was Beyond the Arch or reigning trays just because they have that one dude that can make things go nuts. And they've done that tonight.
That's very much a true statement there here. As we are entering 2 minutes left, and Tyson Simpson just continues to pour it on after every single jam here in the fourth.
And you feel bad because, you know, Corey Yams has not had a good night. He's still a really great defender, but this is kind of like if you put, you know, let's say Anthony Davis, right, on Jokic. You just weren't going to beat Jokic. You just aren't. He's the best player in the NBA right now. He does things that are unguardable. And at this level, that's what Tyson Simpson is. do like the little clapping that we got going on. This is
Yeah, that was very nice.
At least the crowd is still involved. Like
Yeah, I for a second there, I forgot I was watching basketball, and I just got zoned in because the crowd was still locked in. But with under a minute left here, Nick Moss goes out of bounds. But for Showtime, this should conclude their 6-game streak here. They will fall to 16-8 on the season. Beyond the Arch, an impressive road win here will continue their streak upwards in a upward trending position, and they will move to 13-11 on the season. We're talking about players of the game here. Definitely have to give it to one Tyson Simpson, who's completely had his fingerprints all over this game so far, and looking to do it again here as he goes straight to the line here. But you can't be mad at the way that he's played tonight if you're the Beyond the Arch fan. And with the rates to 1 being so close in our grasp, this is this is a team that you definitely want to watch out and make sure that you're prepared for.
Yeah, and that last play, if he starts doing stuff off the dribble, I mean, it's over. He's going to be, I mean, it's Wembanyama type of talent if he goes off the dribble. But this is a huge win because they're now 13-11, so they're 2 games back in the loss column to Run DMV, 1 game back technically from a games behind standpoint, 2 games back because DMV has the head-to-head. But this is, I talked about it on Monday, this is the danger zone for Run DMV if they start losing in some of those teams that DMV has. They've lost 3 straight. And those teams below them start to kind of rise up. That's exactly what's happened. And it's a really dangerous spot right now that they're in. And Beyond the Arch is knocking, man. I mean, there's a potential this team gets a top 6 seed.
That is very huge if they do get the top 6 seed, especially going into the race to 1. 35 seconds left here on the clock here, and Beyond the Arch still got the shot clock here. We're at 10. And I mean, at this point, it's just, it's like you said, it's a team that can't fake desperate. This team knows it's desperate. They know they needed a win. Tyson Simpson gets the rebound, puts it back up once again. He might be on double alert watch. If not, he might already have the double the way that he's playing. But with 7 seconds left, that's going to wrap it up for this live broadcast. 3 there, up and good. But that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. For everyone watching at home, the SimWorld production team likes to thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. Don't go anywhere. We will be back tomorrow for some more great SimWorld basketball action that you want to stay tuned for. You don't want to miss. But for LOB in the booth, my co-host Marsh, everybody at the SimWorld production team, we want to thank you all for tuning in to today's broadcast. And as always, see the game, be the game.